outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone. All alone.
With beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets.
On the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone.
Vitamin J, got what you need. Vitamin J, got what you need.
All alone.
Vitamin J. Discussing that heat in the street, hey, we got just what you need on Vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Vitamin G.
I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone. All alone. I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone.
Vitamin J, got what you need. Vitamin J, got
All
what you need.
alone.
Vitamin J. Ay. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Vitamin J. Vitamin J, got what you need.
I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone.
Vitamin J, got what you need. Vitamin J, got what you need.
All alone.
Vitamin J. Final round. I already know how I'm coming, man. Try to run the town. Tell them no duck when they hear that sound. How they gon' come up now? Heavy as the head that'll wear that crown. I'm going pound for pound. And if it's about smoke, then we talk all of that. From an ounce to a pound. Check it, they biting this now. Cause my drip right out the sea. How could they be? Give me a couple of rounds. Cause I'm a beast when I'm on vitamin G. You see they start crumbling now. Mad struck start mumbling now. Get the gist, I ain't reaching for cloud. Plot twist, I'm the one with the keys. Clock glitz, know they look how I freeze. Different continents, I be torn. We living life, making yours look boring. See, we win at the end, it's a spoiler warning. Cause I keep heating up, I might blow the whole planet. They calling me toxic like global warming. But they keep tuning in once again and again. I'm the one at the top, just to form a warning. Truly, I'm De Niro when it come to movies. Get De Niro, entertain the groupies. Habanero if you come pursue me. But I hop on the gang, too busy rolled up whenever my girl getting moody. Link up with the gang, we all go insane. Catching them bills on the duty. On the stick, see, I'm locked in. Bought a box, I was like 10. Back then, used to box, nowadays they ain't throwing hands. Mama said we got more advanced. One thing about me, I adapt, bought a Glock fin. Keep me safe from the block in. The game kept me off the block. Ain't got flex about looting my Ruger. I can shit on you with my computer. See, my graphics card costs more than your damn job can afford to pay you. And my monitor, big as hell, detail, so I can see when I spray you. To reload the clip and record the clip is go all say to that SSD. Know a whole lot of trill game heads like me wanna see tuned into that VGP. Take over the west and the east, and we got just what you need on vitamin G.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Dante Crisis back with another weekly dose of your vitamin G, and with me is only 3 members of the podcast because Kofi is on vacation. Zero is I was gonna give out to Jubei not gluing his dreads on yet, but there he is. But I don't know where Zero is, so unfortunately I can't lean on him for emotional support through this trying time. But first of all, let's get to the master controller himself, Mr. Nappy Senshi. How are you today, my man?
How's it going, everyone? This is Nappy Senshi, your favorite neighborhood ninja raised in a village in the hood. I have been doing great. I am about to start the third game in the Nonary game series, which is going to be very interesting. If you like escape rooms and you don't feel like leaving your house and do it at home, then I suggest you go on Steam, type in the Nonary Games bundle, get that bundle. It's a good time. Plus, a very interesting story and talks about timelines and people with these crazy abilities going into different universes, communicating, such a real crazy. As far as controllers, I have finally unboxed this thing.
Finally,
this controller is honestly just not that bad. It actually feels very comfortable. It's like has the rectangular shape of like a DualSense controller. And even like the bumpers and triggers are like DualSense controllers, but it has the layout of an Xbox, and it's actually has some unique features to it. I actually appreciate it. Plus, it of course has 2 back buttons. So I'm definitely going to finish up the review on this controller. Also, I got another controller. A big one company sent me their Rainbow Ass controller, and this is a $40 wire controller for PC and Nintendo Switch that is wired. At first, I thought this controller was going to be like one of those rock candy controllers you used to get at GameStop. But I have to say, this controller surprised me as performance and all the features that come with this. I was extremely shocked so far. So I'm looking forward for that. And of course, I am still wrapping up the review for the Victrix BFG Pro controller, as this is the other module controller that you can get. So this should be up maybe in about like a week, if I'm aiming for. And as far as video games, I'm playing Resident Evil 4. I've been playing Resident Evil 6. I'm actually going to put up a video showing off Resident Evil 6 Mercenary Leon versus Resident Evil 4 Remake Mercenary Leon, just for shits and giggles. But yeah, this pretty much is RE, just Resident Evil, waiting for Jedi Fallen Order or Jedi Survivor to come out so I can hop on that.
Look, I really want to play that, but I can't. By the way, Pharaoh's not on camera. It makes me feel unloved. Speaking of Pharaoh, let's get him next. Pharaoh, what have you been up to?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I've been bouncing around a bunch of different games. Been doing the sports games, MLB The Show, and Madden, of course, and been doing Hi-Fi Rush. Been playing that. Been playing Final Fantasy VII Remake because I finished Crisis Core and just rolled right into it. Just like had like a straight streamlined story, and just a couple little smaller games here and there. Yakuza, Ishin, been playing that. That's pretty much what I've been up to.
Alright, cool. Mr. Captain Xbox himself, Jubei Sensei, what have you been up to, my guy?
Hey. Lots of Yu-Gi-Oh! This week. Yeah, I still need to check out Ghostwire and a couple other things. Yeah, I'm excited to shoot shit with you guys. Let's go.
On a scale of 1 to fucked, how stoned are you right now?
Not as stoned as I'd like to be. I had to hit my pen instead of my bongs, and my neighbors are outside on the porch. So.
Gotcha, because you're sounding like you are so disconnected from reality right now. Like I'm talking,
my man on cloud 12.
I'm talking to the
like,
Jubei internal
relaxed.
answering machine right now.
My man he's in the live stream with Sephiroth and the Earth right now.
You're not wrong.
Alright, next, Mr. PlayStation, Omar. Been up to?
Yeah, Octopath is super. I just finished one of the. Well, you can call it main character side story, in a way, and one done, 7 more to go, and then there's, I think, the final boss. Other than that, I'm super excited for Benny Charles, especially with the latest trailer. Boy, oh boy, I can't wait. But that's about it.
Alright, fair enough. And as far as myself, was on my recording session grind this weekend. Got more Enslaved Odyssey to the West out of the way. Really enjoyable game. There's two problems though that I have with the game. One is a big problem. The other one's a nitpick. My biggest problem with that game, I have motion blur off, but there seems to be some kind of post-processing in that damn game that just adds this annoying motion blur that even with motion blur off, it still has. I've no clue why. And it's uber annoying, mainly to watch, but mainly to make thumbnails for. Because anything in motion just turns into a goddamn blur. The other game I've been playing is Resident Evil 4. I'm enjoying the hell out of Resident Evil 4. It's really good. I think there are definitely some sections that this game is better than the original. One of which being the Krauser fight in Resident Evil 4 is so much better than the original. Just by virtue, it's not a goddamn QTE. I hate QTEs, but I'm really glad that this is a legit knife fight, which is pretty goddamn cool. The other one being the minecart section in the remake. I actually think that one's better because I feel like I'm more involved than just standing stationary in a moving cart where I'm actually having to shoot guys, shoot obstacles, and stop the minecart from tipping over. So it's keeping me involved and engaged. It's still on rails, but I feel like I'm actually more engaged than just standing in a minecart shooting dudes as they jump down.
Also don't forget about Luis. You actually get to spend more time with Luis.
You do. Luis is gangster. Luis is straight gangster in this, and I will not. It's not a spoiler because it's in the original. But when he died, I was actually kind of caught off guard by when he died. Which bravo to them for actually doing that, but also making me give a shit about Luis, that I actually cared that he died, and I was upset that he died, and I wanted him to survive. Damn it! And it's actually more realistic. Like, a lot of people have complained that they toned the seriousness up. Like, if we're on a dial, they kind of turn the seriousness up a little for Resident Evil 4 Remake. But I think there's enough camp and cheese in this game to still be fun. And it does blend the good seriousness as well. But Luis
People ain't happy about the flirting.
What?
People ain't happy about they toned down the flirting.
What, who? Between Ada and
just everyone. After the flirt just got toned down altogether.
Okay, because I didn't really notice much flirting. Like, the only person I knew who flirted was just Ada with Leon. And like, I mean, to be fair to Leon in Remake, it's hard to try and flirt with a piece of wood.
Wow.
I'm sorry, her performance is really wooden. Like, there is a level of uninterest, and she dialed it up to like 9-10.
Dang, you said she ain't worth my time. I'm sorry, but
it's fine. It's fine. But like, no, it's fun overall, and I'm really enjoying it. But the best thing is, I think as a remake, it still doesn't take away from the original, and stands on its own 2 feet as well. Like, that to me is the good sign of a remake. It adds and doesn't diminish the original. You can still sit down the original and get stuff out of the original. I'm still docking points for a couple of things. Mercenaries coming out this late, and apparently it not having Assignment Ada or Separate Ways at launch. I'm still docking points for that, especially with Mercenaries, it not having fucking Ada or Albert Wesker. Like, why? Like, that
you know that DLC is coming. You know that $5.99.
It better fucking not. But yeah, other than that, a bit of Phasma today as well. Overall, I've been gaming. Hopefully getting back on my streaming schedule this week. Unfortunately, my Elgato situation has made me drop my Switch games for a while, because my Elgato is a piece of shit, and I dare not take it out of my PC in case it finally does break, because it's been having a lot of problems recently. Alright, let's throw this over to general discussion. Anybody got anything they want to bring up to shoot the shit about? I know Nappy has something, so you can start us.
Yeah, start us with that 4070 talk, bro.
Oh, so I know that a lot of people are not PC people besides me and Dante, but as you guys know, NVIDIA, the green team, has just launched their RTX 4070 last week for $600 MSRP, and nobody buying that shit. So actually, it's now that the consumers got their hands on this graphics cards, they actually have run some tests on it, and for $600, it actually trades blows with the 3080. Gosh. And so for $600 graphics cards, the trade blows with 3080 is kind of interesting to watch. One thing of the noticeable is that when you turn on ray tracing, that's when the 4070 actually outshines the 3080, and also you also get access to the DLSS 3 instead of DLSS 2. So, and that's also when you turn on DLSS, that's when, of course, the 4070 outperforms the 3080. But at the same time, like, usually for the 70 series cards, these are normally like your ultra 1080p to high settings 1440p graphics cards. And in the past, for the 700 series, you usually pay around $450 to $500. And I understand that, like, the inflation has happened, so now, like, graphics cards are $100 more. But it seems like the PC gaming community, they're not getting it. They don't want the 4070. You can find the 4070 everywhere, fully stocked at Micro Center, Best Buy, Newegg, even Amazon has them. People just are not buying this graphics cards because price. It's not a bad graphics card for 1440p. It's just price to performance. Like $600 is a bit much for what they're asking for what this graphics card is performing. So if they parked this around like $500, I would say, oh yeah, get the 4070. That's really good. But $600, it's a little thing, especially since it's just trading blows with the 3080 just off of raw performance. It's a little. So that's all I got.
That's some of the warrants because I'm gonna chime in on this as well. Like this is just a problem overall. Like this is not just an Nvidia issue. This is an AMD issue as well. Like their cards are not. The last time I checked, their cards are not selling either. Like all of the technical issues that card was having, not just from a graphics standpoint, but also from an encoder standpoint, because like their video encoders and stuff are still like 10 years behind Nvidia at this point. Like they're fucking awful.
Don't forget when they were advertising 8K graphics cards.
Bingo. And then on top,
they lied in our faces, all of our faces.
And then on top of that, you've got the actual issues with the card themselves, with the fucking water vapor problems and stuff like that. Like no one's buying these new graphics cards. People are buying like the previous generation, like the 30 series, because we've had this discussion before. Like you thought that it was gonna go to. I think you said it would be around it wasn't the 1440. It was you thought
I was gonna say
the 20
the 16.
series.
I said the 1660 is going to be the new number one GPU on that's most consoles. But right now, I was wrong. It's the 1650.
And I was like, and I said no. I think the 30 series is going to start encroaching on that. And lo and behold, I was right. And at this point, people.
Wait, 1650 is number one. 1650, not 30 series.
No, but the 30 series is creeping up because the 30 series is going down, and a lot more, and a lot of 3080 Ti's have been sold. Which is what I was gonna go with this is people are just instead of the 3080, people are gonna forego ray tracing and just go for a 3080 Ti, which will just outperform the 4070. Do you know what I mean? At a similar price, if not less, given current market.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like based off of performance, but they also have to look at the time of a lifespan of a graphics card, which I know for people who are not PC gamers, when you go into buying like a gaming PC, or if you decide to, one of the most important things that a lot of people overlook is to see how basically to see how long like has the graphics cards been out, because sometimes you don't want to buy like the latest and greatest brand new within like 3 years down a lifespan, because at that point you're not getting a good deal. The next generation is going to come out with even better tech. So, I mean, right now, eBay is like going ham right now with these 30 series graphics cards. You know, they've been used for mining, so I don't know. I've seen some of these 3080s and 39s that were used for mining. I wouldn't recommend it. But yes, now that like the 30 series has kind of like it's kind of ending and they're trying to push the 40 series. It's just the 40 series is a little too expensive, and it's honestly maybe a better deal to get like a 30 series used that can perform on par with some of the 40 series. I want to say if not better, because the 4080 and the 4090 are really powerful graphics cards, but it's just the price to performance is an issue, and the whole world is fighting over money right now. So, you know, we're got go in that used market, man. The 30 series is looking really good.
The worst part is give it a little bit more time, like I would say the next couple of months. Knowing my goddamn luck, when I finally get enough to buy a 4090, they're gonna announce like the 4090 fucking Ti or some shit.
Man, that shit is gonna melt computers. Man, they gotta work on the temperatures for the 4090 first before introducing a 4090 Ti. 4090 Ti, you might as well hook it up to a car engine. Well, have a car alternator power in that thing.
That's why I'd hook it up to a water cooler instead.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna put a 4090 on a water block, you just wasting time.
I mean, the 4070, like if it just drops down to $500, the 4070 will actually be a very great deal. But at $600, it's just, and I don't know, $600 is a bit much for this. And honestly, the 770 series of each generation is usually aims for that 1440p. The 80 series aims for that 4K, but like normal or high. And then you got of course, the 90s and the TIs and the tech and dang, I can't even say it. Titans that are like for the 4K 120 FPS game, and then add water cooling and nitro cooling, you're going to get up to 8K 240 FPS. Stuff unheard of, where your eyes can't even tell the difference anymore. Like, yeah, but honestly, the 4070 is an interesting card. It's not bad. It's just slightly overpriced. Knock it down like $100. Catch it on Black Friday.
kind of like all of Nvidia's GPUs, a little too expensive. A little.
I'm scared to see the 4060 and the 4050 when that comes out. That's going to be.
I know we hate to talk about it on here, but it seems like the way the crypto market inflated GPU prices just hasn't come down from that yet.
The problem is it kind of did. Like at there was a point where it did, and it was that goddamn crypto crash. The problem is it's like a cockroach, and it just will not fucking die. And
it's not even crypto,
and no one's
silicone shortage.
Yeah, and a silicone shortage as well. Like COVID still kind of hit
That's what I'm saying.
And like no one's trying. The problem is these companies are really not trying to find a solution.
There's a political thing behind it too. You mean you forgot where all of our silicone comes from? Taiwan, and who's fighting over that right now?
America and China.
Yeah,
but I mean, why would you want to do something to fight inflation? I mean, it's just their reason to inflate the fight.
Oh, hold on. Hey, why would they? Hey, Nappy, tell me, how's the 4070 selling right now?
So right now you can find it full stock at all sites that sell graphics cards. So you can find this on Newegg, Amazon. We don't have any numbers yet because we have official sales. It's only been it hasn't even been a week yet. But when it launched last week, like talking to people, nobody's buying it. One of the famous people, one of the people from Linus said he went to his Micro Center for the 4070 launch, thinking that it was going to be crowded. There was only him and one other person, and he went up there at 2 a.m. thinking that he had to hurry up and grab this before it sold out. Nobody came for the 4070. This is like a really bad launch for Nvidia. So
that's why they'd want to fight it. That's why they would want to fight it, because their GPUs are just not selling what they want. Like their older cards are selling, but the problem is they're not making any money off older cards because they're most likely being sold through refurbished sales or pre-owned.
Yep, eBay. Yeah. So, but overall, like the gaming market is. I'm glad PC gamers didn't go for this because now this is going to force Nvidia to like, okay, we gotta redo our strategy. It's time for us to. People ain't buying these expensive ass prices, but we gotta convince them to buy them because I'm gonna be honest. DLSS 3 isn't selling that well. There's only 10 games that support DLSS 3 right now.
I know one of them is Cyberpunk.
Yes, one of them is Cyberpunk, and with their special ray tracing thing, we get it. It looks pretty. It's a pretty shiny game. Yeah. After a year later, but still, like,
what's your tongue?
It needs. Okay, I like Cyberpunk too, but let's face it, it came out as a turd and then it became as a pretty shiny.
No, I never denied that.
Yeah, so, but yeah, they're gonna need a little. They need to find another way to sell the 4070 because that price to performance, it ain't working. The PC gaming community, they're like, I'm sticking to my 1650 Ti, and shout out to all my 750 Ti people. I salute you. You guys are the real truckers. Rocking that 750 Ti. I can't believe Nvidia. Y'all the reason why Nvidia still support that damn GPU.
One of the things they definitely need to put they need to put more research into R&D in their power distribution as well as their cooling. Because
I don't think they can squeeze more power out of that Nvidia.
No, not more power. I'm mainly on about so it doesn't fry again.
Oh, for what they're trying to do, honestly, I think overall, the 40 series kind of slightly oversold itself besides the 4090. That was the only one that can actually perform very well. Even on the console side, when they were talking about the 60 FPS, these consoles and everything can run 60 FPS. Y'all console people haven't even got 60 FPS as a standard yet. Y'all been lied to. We all been bamboozled across the gaming market.
Oh, we're going to get to that in the first topic.
Yeah.
Has anybody got anything else they want to bring up? We got 4 minutes left of general.
I fell asleep.
Oh damn! He doesn't like gaming talk. He doesn't like PC talk.
He just doesn't like anything.
Despite the fact that I need one, so there is that.
All right. Well, then might as well move on to the first topic. Jube, I feel like I'm gonna need to get your PC Master Race card in the mail very soon because things are not looking too good.
What's the deal with him and PC Master Race? I'm curious.
What, me or Jube?
No, Jube. Is he ditching Xbox? Or
No,
rather
no,
Steam
no. I have him on record saying if Starfield confirms at launch 30 frames per second, no 60, he's officially quitting Xbox and going PC. I have him on record saying this, and I'm gonna blow up his face so we can all see that smile on his face while we talk about this. Yes, we have him on record saying it last week on Tuesday. He will go PC if
it's
Starfield,
over then.
If
Starfield is absolutely gonna be 30. Did you really make that bet after literally what's his name, Todd Howard, being on record saying he don't care about FPS that much? Or either he said something about 30.
Yeah, he said 30 frames per second is fine for
every Starfield trailer, every Starfield gameplay that's been out there has been at 30 frames. So too big.
Except what they showed at their last show when it was playing over dude's shoulder.
But
so
could have been on PC.
Yeah, you're right. It could have been on PC. We will see. Either way, I'd have to rebuild my PC, so that still won't come to fruition until next year.
I will aid you. Me and Nappy are here to help you, brother. We're here to help a fellow brother in need.
Get you those good sales, Besides, hold off on getting the graphics card yet, because who knows? We may see a price drop after Nvidia's terrible 4070 launch. Either $4,700, $500. I think that's a good deal, especially if you're a 1440p gamer.
Honestly,
I could see. I really wanted to go AMD, and I just can't.
No, you don't want to go AMD at this point. Not with what they've been offering. Like maybe as far as like CPUs, like I would turn around and say yes, CPUs would be a good idea. And I think you'd still, and if you went NVIDIA graphics card, you'd still get DLSS, which I still think is better than what AMD
RDNA.
Yeah.
RDNA's nuts. RD nuts.
It's still better than what they're offering, because unlike a lot of what RDNA has, or a lot of the options for AMD, you need both an AMD CPU and GPU, but with NVIDIA, it mainly just holds on the GPU. So you could have an AMD CPU but an NVIDIA graphics card, and it would work fine.
Okay.
All right, but let's traumatize Jubei a bit more, because I mean he was looking forward to Ghostwire. So let's quickly show this. I'll be showing this in the stream for everybody to watch along. Ghostwire Tokyo, not looking too hot. Ghostwire on Xbox Series S.
That's a PlayStation 5, I see.
But wait, is everybody watching?
Yes.
I should preference this. This is from a Digital Foundry podcast where they're discussing their findings on the Series SX version of Ghostwire Tokyo.
God damn, did you see those shadows? Good lord.
So not looking too good for Ghostwire Tokyo. Now I've said this before that this might be I could put this down to a Bethesda issue, because now we have two examples of this. We have Redfall coming out at 30 frames per second, and we have Ghostwire Tokyo now out with worse performance than the PlayStation 5. And then possibly Starfield coming out at 30 frames per second. Possibly. I'm not putting money on that. Again, we're down to possibility.
But see, the thing is that if Starfield drops like that, though, it's not gonna affect people in the same way. It's the fact that it's a shooter that's at 30 that's killing Redfall right now. Nobody wants to play a
So
fucking
you're,
FPS.
you're
Well, the
okay
thing
with
is,
Starfield being
Starfield's going to be a
30?
fucking FPS. That's the problem. Starfield isn't
It's
Starfield.
not in that because you can switch it to third person just like any other any other
Okay, fair point. But
Bethesda game.
you're gonna predominantly, especially after Fallout 4, which improved the shooting mechanics for Bethesda like substantially. People are gonna prefer to fire a gun in first-person shooter in those games, and if you're inside a claustrophobic environment like in Fallout 4, you're gonna want to switch to first person so you can get those precise shots.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I've spent less than 10% of my time playing in first person mode in Bethesda games.
Then you're an alien. Then you're an alien, and I demand to see your
I can't play Skyrim in first person. I prefer it in third person. I don't play ESO in first person. It's third person for me.
Okay, no. Okay,
Fallout also. Fallout also.
With well, I'm gonna want people's opinions on this real quick, but I'm just gonna say with Elder Scrolls, that makes perfect sense because it's a hack and slash game. It's a slasher. Like there's no real need for precise shooting unless you're firing an arrow, really. But still. But my point is, what the fuck is going over at Bethesda? Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I'll turn around and say we bought it up last week on the Tuesday show when we were talking about Redfall. Microsoft does need, like, there's no way this went across someone's desk and they were like, this is cool. Like, nobody did this. And a lot of people are turning around and saying that I'm noticing, especially on the comment thread to this video, that it's not a Xbox fault, or it's not an Xbox problem. It's because this was tailor made for PlayStation, and I'm like, that's what the year was for. Like, what the fuck were they doing in that year? Sitting on their fucking hands?
They were still patching that game for PlayStation. Though. I mean, that's a whole thing.
But that's the thing.
I don't know what Bethesda had that team doing though, and now it makes me wonder because you're in house now. There's no excuse. There's no excuse for you to run into issues on in house stuff. Like I said, we expect to see this shit from third parties who don't have that. There's a disconnect between their devs and then them having to bring in Microsoft help. Like when you're first party, Microsoft help is next door. You feel me? Microsoft help is a Teams chat away from somebody either jumping in a meeting with you and telling you you also have so many teams.
Say what you guys say, because I'm just gonna finish my point and then I want people's opinions because I want to get more structure in this, damn it. But yeah, this is now 2 studios under Bethesda that are pulling this shit. You got Arcane Studios with Redfall at 30 frames per second, and now you've got Tango Gameworks at Bethesda putting out this poor excuse of a fucking Xbox port. Nappy, I want your opinions. Like, what are your thoughts entirely on this?
Well, you know what I think? I think what happened was Microsoft just bought Bethesda and still let them do their own thing. Microsoft didn't bother to check up on them. I'm just gonna be honest with you. So, because Microsoft's in the middle of like buying up everything. They haven't even gotten to the point where they're like, okay, let's manage these things. Nah, they're like, they're still in buying mode. They're still like throwing their money on the table like it's your schlong, just like, yo, I'm trying to buy you. I'm gonna buy you. I'm gonna buy everything. Not even thinking about, how are we gonna manage these companies? Let's just keep the same management from last time. We'll just throw money into them until they fix it. Now realizing, like, okay, we can't just keep on throwing money. We need to actually come up with a plan. We can't just buy studios and expect them to do better just because we bought them. That's honestly what I think will just happen. I think, seriousness, like I said, I'm surprised that both on the consoles, at least it didn't drop below 30 from what I saw for Ghostwire Tokyo. So it was running around like 40, 50. I mean, the Xbox Series X was struggling with 60 on quality mode. So you at least getting close to it. I didn't see it drop below 50 yet, but then I didn't see a lot of action and particle effects.
I'm going to bring.
So who knows?
I'm going to see if I can find some and put it on screen for people.
Please don't make Jubei mad.
I'm just trying to make the man see the light. That's all. I'm
already looking. See what light? Again, my Xbox is still going to run this game better than my PC as it's currently built. So, like, I'm not tripping over that too.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not 30 frames though. So at least you can. At least it's not going to 30s.
Okay. Well.
And quality mode. And I'm sorry.
I wish you had not just fucking said that.
Oh God. Omar, what are you saying? I had a question for me.
I mean, this is quality mode, mind you. I will admit.
Quality mode is 30.
Yep, it is quality mode. But it's going.
That is not that bad. Okay, we're at performance mode. Okay, the X is just stuck at 50, 59.
All right, but have you got any other point you want to make about this while I'm just rolling the B footage?
I will definitely say that quality FHFR. Oh god, that must be their like smart technology AI frame stuff.
No, that's literally the 20 frames mode.
No, neither console is dropping it.
It's not meant to. It's not meant to, but it's over 60.
It's basically an uncapped.
So
yeah, it's basically uncapped, and if you have VRR, you won't notice drops when it does drop even out of the 100s range. Like that's the whole point.
Interesting. So it just basically unlocks a frame cap.
Hold on.
Yes.
We'll get to general in a second, Omar. I want to get everybody's thoughts. Nappy has had his time. Jubik, I want you to go next. Like, what else have you got to say on this?
I think Nappy's right. I think I don't know when the other foot's gonna drop as far as Microsoft being more hands on with their studios. Like, I know that they don't really want to be, but something's got to give. I mean, it is this is Bethesda we're talking about here, and maybe them looking at it and seeing, like, I mean, because it's not like Ghostwire sold crazy either, so maybe they're just at the, like, it's not worth putting in the time and effort for a game that already underperformed on the market leading console. Like, for what? Like, it's not going to magically just like sell gangbusters on Xbox just because. But that's still no excuse.
But it's on Game Pass.
It is on Game Pass, but we still shouldn't be seeing issues like this on the home team hardware. You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense. If your in-house developers are struggling with your fucking machine, we are in for crash for the next several years, and I'm not trying to deal with that.
Man, but that's still in Maryland. Their build is still up and running.
Yeah. Omar, what are your thoughts then on it?
Yeah, with that, I disagree with your statement.
Okay, is he cracking up for anybody else, or is that just me?
Yeah, he's just cracking.
A little bit, but
Are you cracking?
Okay, I'm gonna move on to Farrell while he gets his issue sorted. Farrell, what are your thoughts on all this then? Try and be the diplomat as you always are. Don't ignore all the obvious negatives, sir.
No, I think I do think some of this falls on. I'm not going to put it all on Bethesda. I think part of it does fall on Microsoft. Because we saw, Deathloop came over perfect. It came over just fine, no issues at all. I think, part of what we're seeing is, like we said last week on the Redfall episode that we did, killing Xbox for the 30 frames per second. You guys check it out. But every studio that Microsoft has acquired, they pretty much gave a new IP mandate. And I just think that, Tokyo Ghostwire didn't necessarily have the best sales on PlayStation. It didn't review the best on PlayStation. So I kind of just think it got the redheaded stepchild treatment and they moved on to the new IP. And then they just kind of threw us whatever. That's kind of what I think happened there.
It's literally, hey, get it ready to throw in the Game Pass, because there's going to be people that don't want to buy it, but they'll
which is not an approach you want them to take.
You don't want them to take with things like that. We don't want things to have Game Pass fodder.
Yeah, we don't want the original term Game Pass fodder to become a goddamn self-fulfilling prophecy.
I really think they just said, Tango, go focus on, because I think Tango, outside of Hi-Fi Rush, they're also working on 2 new IPs, a JRPG and something, and another new IP. And then, Arcane's doing, obviously, they're doing, and they're fucking it up. But, I just think it's the new IP mandate.
It's not even that they're fucking it up. Because what if Redfall comes out relatively bug free, and the only knock on it is the fact that it's not 60 FPS,
or that it's.
I mean, honestly,
maybe that's a bet that they're hedging on, that everything else is going to be fine.
Yeah, I think the 60 FPS will come out within the first couple weeks of the release. Like, I don't think you're going to be in June without 60 frames per second. But it's still bad optics.
Yeah.
Either way, so.
I have a question, Pharaoh. If it would have come, if it is going to come after a week, would they not have put it in there? Like,
no, because it's still not launching, and they can't guarantee when that it's going to be available that same week. If they could guarantee that, then it would be like probably in a day one patch.
I still turn around and say, on my opinion, that it's probably a couple of months out. Probably not 6 months. Probably like 3 months out. But that's pretty much the death door for a game in some regards. Like maybe it'll pick up on longevity sales, but like the first couple of weeks are like the initial push of a game, and then people are just moving. Then people are just looking to the next game. In a lot of regards,
and it's not a live service.
But
there's not going to be a lot of reason to come back to it.
All right, well, Omar, I want your opinion now. It seems like your microphone's not trying to kill itself.
I'm sorry about that. Sometimes that happens. Redfall was actually marketed at 60 FPS, and that's removed. So clearly they have encountered some issues to where they couldn't make it 30 or 60. So they went back to 30. Other than that, I disagree with Nappy's whole idea that we're gonna let the game go out and then have them focus on something else, because they literally went out to Bethesda and said, "Hey, Hi-Fi Rush PlayStation version kill it, Starfield PlayStation version kill it, and Redfall PlayStation version kill it," which again I have no issue with, but still clearly they told them to do something. So they could have easily sent some quality control people to make sure, the best version is doing what's supposed to do, especially after years of development for it and optimization for it.
I think you kind of misquoted me, because I was saying I was saying that Microsoft, when they bought the studios, they gave them free reign to do whatever they want, and didn't bother to go up and check up on them to see the progress of these games, or to have like better management over them. Like, they weren't really. I wasn't saying that they necessarily like gave up on the project. They just bought them and then just moved on to buying something else, basically.
No, but they literally told them remove the PlayStation 5 version, so they clearly gave them instruction. So
that's about it. But they need what I believe is that they still need more. Like, Microsoft themselves needs to engage with the studio more as far as the progress of how these games are coming along, and also the quality of how these games are coming along. Because honestly, by this pattern and the way how Microsoft's been moving, it seems like they buy studios, but then at the same time, like, still let the studios do whatever they want. They just want the games.
Yeah,
it seems like they're still change. Yeah, they haven't enforced any change onto these companies that they've been purchasing yet. They've just been on a buying spree. They're probably going to do it later on down the line, but not now.
I think, you know,
I think
everyone's
that
saying that
changes once ABK is done though.
Yeah, I was gonna say that you know, people keep saying that, you know, Microsoft needs to help these studios, and I don't think Microsoft necessarily has the in-house capability yet. They purchased a lot of studios, but there's not a lot of support studios at Microsoft. There's just studios that are making games. There's not like a studio that's just there like, oh, if you need help. There's not teams like that you know that we know of.
Then that's a serious issue because you need that support structure.
Yeah, so that's probably coming next. I mean, Bethesda did just buy a new studio out of Hungary, and that's a support studio for ESO. So I think, you know, the next phase after they, you know, after they're done acquiring, you know, IP and publishers or whatever, is probably going to start buying up support studios left and right to kind of help that.
Either way, this is a really bad look. It
is.
This is a bad look for Bethesda because it's showing that like they haven't changed much over the years. And by proxy, it's a bad look on Microsoft because it's like they're letting their new child play in traffic, and they're suddenly surprised when it gets hit by a fucking 16-wheeler.
Jubei, correct me if I'm wrong, or anybody, correct me if I'm wrong. Does Xbox have support studios that we know of, like dedicated support studios?
Not that I know of off the back of my head.
Give me a minute.
It would like have to come from like Xbox Global Publishing or something like that, maybe.
Let's see this.
You know,
Xbox
Global Publishing has a team.
Support studios.
Wait, doesn't Xbox do what PlayStation does, with send in people from other studios to help?
That is in fact
studio?
something
Like, for
they
example,
do. I believe that is in fact something they do because I believe they did it for a team for Ninja Theory with Hellblade 2. I believe that was something that they actually did.
Yeah, that's Global Publishing. That's what I say. Outside of Global Publishing, but Global Publishing is actively working with partners at the moment. Like they're working on new games. That's what I'm saying. Do they have like a dedicated support studio, like for in-house? Because Global Publishing is for support with, you know.
But here's my slight problem with this antithesis, and I'm gonna have the final say on this. Bethesda, and this is kind of where my problem with this whole support structure comes in, is ZeniMax were a thing before Bethesda bought them. ZeniMax had a support structure before Microsoft bought them. Where the fuck was this support structure for both of these games? And I will give a terrible game as an example of like a support of the Bethesda support structure showing that it's there, and that's Wolfenstein Youngblood, because not only did Machine Games work on that, their support structure that was helping them was Arcane Studios. So Bethesda had a support structure in place, and I'm pretty sure they still have one. So my question is, where was this support structure for Ghostwire?
Up and dipped. They were like, "Oh, we didn't want to work for Mike. We didn't want to work for Xbox."
Arcane's doing Redfall. Machine Games is doing Indiana Jones.
But again, my point is, where's the support structure? Because there was clearly a support structure there before Microsoft bought them. So now, where is that support structure gone?
That's where the Microsoft fault has come in. I think Microsoft has put out that mandate for new IP from every studio. So now every studio is working almost every studio is working on a new IP. If you're not working on a new IP, it's because the IP was on Xbox first. And so like your State of Decay, that's like State of Decay. That's like State of Decay and Fable. But other than Hellblade, but other than that,
then why not?
Outer Worlds, it's like four established IPs that are being worked on. Everything else is new IP.
Then why not get some outside ones? Because I mean, that's what basically that's basically what not coalition. That's what basically the collective is for, aren't they?
The initiative.
No, yeah, the initiative. Like, yeah, I mean,
they're working on Perfect. They're working on Perfect Dark, but
yeah, but they contracted out Crystal Dynamics, didn't
Crystal
they?
Dynamics,
I don't know. I don't get why Microsoft doesn't use some of that fuck you money they're splashing around to buy all these studios to contract someone to just help their studios real quick.
Yeah, the initiative is basically Xbox Global Publishing.
I get that, but my point was is they hired Crystal Dynamic to help the initiative and to be the developers underneath them. Why not, for the short-term fix, while they're distracted with throwing around their big dick money, why don't they just contract out some developers out there that have experience with the Xbox platform to help their in-house studios fix their shit?
Because it seems like Microsoft don't even care what.
I knew you were going that way.
No. I'm talking about what Nappy said, which is basically they bought them, they let them do what they gave them a mandate, scrap PlayStation 5 versions, and they gave them a mandate, create new IPs, and you do you, basically. They're not checking on them, they're clearly not making sure that their games are released in, optimized, well optimized. So we can only really say that about
Bethesda, because Xbox has a new game coming out tomorrow, and there aren't any issues with it.
What is that?
Minecraft Legends.
Oh, okay. Well,
that's Minecraft.
That's Minecraft. I mean, if you've got optimization problems for fucking Minecraft, then your problems run deeper than just optimization.
Apparently, that's sitting at 70 something.
So, like, what? Okay, so what's
Minecraft games.
What the fuck's what the fuck's the point in bringing that up? Like, how is that relevant?
I read something that about bugs and glitches. That's why.
You could have just said that.
I'm looking it up right now. Real-time strategy games. These little kids about to get into real-time strategy through Minecraft.
Yes, RTS.
Who would have ever thought? Who would have thought?
Anyway,
that Minecraft will be the intro to everything.
I know.
About to be the next It's gonna be the next Roblox in a second.
It already,
even though Fortnite tried to.
Was. It technically. I mean, here's the thing. Minecraft already was the first Roblox, because like Minecraft servers, custom servers on the Java edition were doing shit that Roblox is doing currently.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say it's more simple. I'll say in a little more simpler. Besides some of the crazy things that they allow these blocks to do, like building like 86-bit computer chips in Minecraft and having that shit run Windows like 86, which is why I don't know. But real-time strategy games. Yeah, I haven't heard anything bad about the game. I saw the game; it runs pretty smooth. Like I saw. Some person got their hands in the game early, running on a 1650, and they had no issues at 1080p. I was like,
you can play right now if you want.
Yeah,
all you gotta do is set your Xbox to.
Just looking through this, apparently the biggest problem people seem to have is that it doesn't do RTSs well, and like an action strategy spin-off that disappoints both genres and misses Minecraft's magic. Like that's basically a summation of like a lot of what the negatives I'm seeing.
So I guess they're trying to please both people and please nobody.
Pretty goddamn much.
They're trying to introduce children into RTSs so that they end up playing like Gears Tactics and Age of Empires on the road.
I'm about to say, you really expecting like heavy strategy in Minecraft? Come on now.
Yeah, it's to get kids' feet wet and to transition them into your other RTS games.
Yeah, so they can grow up intelligent. Alright, let's move on to the next topic then. And the next topic we're going to be talking about is Ubisoft Plus dead on arrival? So recently the announcements of Ubisoft Plus and its pricing have come under severe heavy scrutiny and debate for a good fucking reason. I'm showing it now, and here is the article. Here is an article describing like what's going on. With a survey done for Xbox users, that 90% of Xbox users won't subscribe to Ubisoft Plus. Ubisoft Plus is a game subscription service by Ubisoft introduced in 2019. The service provides subscribers access to a library of Ubisoft games, including the release of older titles. Confirming previous reports, Ubisoft Plus finally launches on Xbox consoles through Ubisoft Plus Multipass for $17.99 or $14.99 British sterling per month. To see users' interest, the foreign website True Achievements conducted a survey asking whether they plan to subscribe to Ubisoft Plus on Xbox. The survey revealed that almost 90% of users would not purchase the subscription. Almost the sample size of over 4,000 votes. Many fans are complaining about the high price of the subscription service, and the price is not justifiable. Xbox subscription service Game Pass Ultimate costs around $14.99 or $10.99 British sterling monthly, including Game Pass PC and console. Game Pass offers 300 games and different game publishers compared to the 60 games on Ubisoft Plus offers. There's no plans for Ubisoft Plus to be bundled with Game Pass. If Ubisoft Plus Multi-Access does struggle on sales, as suggested by the survey results above, Ubisoft might explore options of integrating the service with Game Pass. EA Play, a subscription service by EA that offers users access to a catalog of slightly older EA games, was initially available on PC. The service was recently integrated with Xbox Game Pass with no additional cost. However, suppose Ubisoft Plus were to be integrated into Xbox Game Pass. In that case, it's likely that the subscription price would increase, or that Xbox would introduce another tier to accommodate the added content. Xbox Game Pass will continue to grow if such a thing happens. It is already at a good standpoint for users to consider while buying a console, and it gives them a freedom to play over a wide catalog of games in a limited monthly price. Ubisoft Plus will support crossplay and cross-progression on selected titles, although the specific titles have not been listed. Additionally, subscribers will receive a 10% off discount on purchases of new games and access a premium edition DLC and content. Uplay Plus is currently available on Xbox, offering the game library that includes titles such as Far Cry 6, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Ubisoft Plus also provides day one releases for their games, including the highly anticipated Assassin's Creed Mirage. Is that really highly anticipated though? Which is reportedly delayed till 2024 and will be available on Ubisoft Plus Multi-Access. That is a fucking mouthful, Jesus. On day one. However, it's worth noting that Ubisoft, Ubisoft Plus, I'm not saying the whole thing each time, provides a smaller game library than Ubisoft Plus on PC. Nevertheless, the subscription lets you play on Xbox PC and Amazon Cloud Gaming Services Luna. As of now, the service is also limited to a few countries. Have you bought Ubisoft Plus on Xbox yet? What did you think of it? Let us know in the comments down below. Okay, right. So,
this is going to be a new... I'm sorry, you can go on. I thought I would say, is this new for Xbox? Because we had this on PC for some time.
Yeah, this is literally just launched in like the last week.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Xbox. Yeah, this article is from April 16th. We're now on April 18th, so it's literally been out like for a couple of days, for a cup of coffee, basically, or is going to be out for a cup of coffee, depending on when you watch this. Right, yeah. So this is pretty much what I expected would happen. Where and I honestly think this is probably one of the reasons why Activision. Not Activision. Why Microsoft is also trying to buy up all the publishers that they can, is to kill any competitive streaming service. Now, let me explain. Because the problem is it's the same problem we're seeing with the streaming service on PC on television right now. Because the survey recently done has shown that a lot of people are starting to either cancel subscriptions for these different streaming platforms like HBO Max, which has changed its name again, Netflix and Hulu and stuff like that. People are either getting bundles or they're actually just dropping services in their entirety because, as I said a long time ago, because there's so many services, the cost is just escalating and escalating to the point where it's becoming the same price as what cable used to be if you have all of these subscription services. And that to me is something that could be one of the reasons why all these acquisitions are happening, is because Microsoft might be wanting to not have, not necessarily the competition, but an inflated landscape where you've got Activision plus, Ubisoft plus, EA is a different factor because they worked it out. Basically all of these. And then all of a sudden, like, you're now spending possibly around $60 fucking or something a month or more to play your games. That's one of the reasons I could see why that's happening now. Do I feel like Ubisoft Plus is going to fail? I actually think it's going to die on. I think it's going to die because there's only a couple of. Wait, let me finish because I'm going to get to people's points after I give them mine. I could see this going a couple. There's only a few options this has. One, it succeeds amazingly, and then we start just seeing subscription services come out of the ass, and then we're paying like $100 a month for all these subscription services, and then we enter literally the dark age because I'm really doom and gloom. It keeps enough people on the subscription service, enough whales on the subscription service where they're comfortable keeping it alive, so they don't bother integrating it into Xbox Game Pass, or it fails and they do integrate it to Xbox Game Pass and possibly PlayStation Now or something, or PlayStation Plus, and the subscription fees for those subscription platforms go up. Those are the only ways I could see this going. I cannot see Ubisoft wanting to take the ultimate L and just shutting down Ubisoft Plus and just putting their games on Game Pass. Like,
I have a question.
Let me finish. I'm not done yet.
I thought you was done. Sorry.
No, that's the only way I could see it, given their paltry offerings, given the fact that they're offering day one, and like it's fucking Ubisoft. Like they just can't take the hint. They've been basically making the same damn game for like a decade now. Like they just can't take the damn hint. So
I have a question. Sorry, I really thought you were done.
I was coughing. So that is where I see this going, because again, the pragmatist in me is like, I really don't want what's happening right now with like Netflix, Hulu, and stuff like that to happen in the game space, because the prices are just gonna keep going up and up and up and up. And inflation is just going to get worse and worse and worse and worse. Alright, Nappy, I want your thoughts on this.
Well, it's interesting because I didn't know that Ubisoft Plus is coming to Xbox. Congratulations, Xbox gamers, and maybe PlayStation gamers. I don't know if that comes for y'all too, but there's not really much value in Ubisoft Plus. I'm gonna be honest with you straight up. I subscribed to that thing one time just to play Far Cry 6, and I was a little disappointed in Far Cry 6 because it wasn't much anything new. So I kind of immediately canceled. Oh, I also played Assassin's Creed Valhalla because I didn't want to pay $60. And again, that's when they decided to make that the most grind fest of all grind fest. So at least Ubisoft gave me the opportunity to try out games, but at the same time, where are the games, Ubisoft? Where are the games? Like, I can actually pull up my Ubisoft. I could pull up my Ubisoft Plus thing on my screen, but there's not really much that they're offering. I mean, yes, they have Rainbow Six Siege, which is also really good. They have Rayman Jungle. Did they just brought that back? Roller Champions, a bunch of Assassin's Creed. This actually is a good ship game. like Rainbow Six Extraction wasn't Monopoly. I mean, hey, if you guys want to play Monopoly. Of course, Far Cry 6, Watch Dogs Legions, like it's a bunch of it's not a bunch of stuff that can justify a $15 a month purchase on here. The Division 2, I like the Division 1 better. That's just me personally.
I like the Division 1 better. But literally, I like the Division 1 more than the Division 2 because by the time Division 2 came out, Division 1 was a fucking complete game.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's like there is not much in the Ubisoft Plus store, not enough to justify $15 a month. I really can't. I mean, I'll be wrong. Xbox Game Pass first started off with a bunch of games, and they weren't like all bangers at first, but like the way how they're coming out right now with Ubisoft Plus and like the way how their games have been going on, they just don't have that power, that like pushing power to jump into like the streaming to like subscription service as of yet with the current IPs that they have.
They ain't even putting on any of their legacy games. Like was Far Cry 2, was the original Rayman. Like where are all these old games that would boost? No, I'm talking like the original Rayman. Like I'm talking PS1 Rayman. Like where are your legacy titles that could actually justify this? Because at that point, you include legacy, I'm sure Ubisoft could bump this number up to like 120 games or something.
Let's see, yeah, and I see $14.99 for PC access, which is the regular plan, and they added the multi-access for $17.99.
Yep. But
there's really not much. Like the thing is that Ubisoft's IPs are just not. It ain't doing it. Your current IPs and your latest and greatest is not enough to like push a service. Your previous games are not enough, and I don't know. I guess if somebody wants to try Monopoly, I mean that's cool. Rainbow Six Extraction, meh. Rainbow Six Siege is actually good. Far Cry 6, no. Far Cry 5. Far Cry 5's on Game Pass. That actually, I ain't gonna lie. Game Pass for Far Cry 5, which is funny.
This is something I could see possibly happening. I could possibly see Ubisoft, if this has any kind of monochrome a monochrome of success, I could see them pulling their games from Game Pass and trying to stand on their own 2 feet. So basically saying, "Oh, you want our games? You want to play our games? You want discounts on our games? Yeah, you gotta get our subscription service, not Game Pass, or get them both."
Yeah, I'm about to say For Honor, Game Pass. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Game Pass already. So it's kind of weird how they just release like a Game Pass thing, and then all of a sudden, but some of their games are already on Game Pass. So it's like, no, don't get me wrong. Like I said, Game Pass actually revived Far Cry 5. People realized that was actually a decent game and like the Seed Story family. Mm-hmm. So it's just, I don't know. Oh God, Ghost Recon Future Soldier, man, that throwback. Tom Splinter Cell, that's a throwback. I mean, these are all throwbacks. But these are all for PC. They're not even for Xbox. I'm like looking at the bottom. It says Xbox. Majority of the Game Pass stuff here is on PC. The Stick of Truth, Xbox, Assassin's Creed Unity, Watch Dogs Legions, Xbox. Monopoly's on Xbox. Hey, you guys got Monopoly. That's good. The Hungry Shark World. I hope you guys like sharks because that's on Xbox. Another Assassin's Creed. Damn. Okay, the Division is actually. I was about to say the Gold Edition of a Division. How are you going to have the Division, the Gold Edition for PC, but then you have the regular Division for Xbox? The Xbox can't even get the Gold Edition.
Because you know what? As a famous, because as one of my favorite quotes said by one of my favorite athletes ever said, "Fuck them kids."
Yo, you guys, honestly, Ubisoft, you're not even like. I'm looking at the games that are for Xbox as well with the. Yo, you guys gotta push some weight, man. Y'all, these games are not gonna push. Oh, well, Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered, that was a good one. But like, they need to push a little bit more weight.
The problem with that though, I own most of those damn games.
I'm moving on to you next, Jube, so you can speak on this in a sec. Nappy, are you done?
Yeah, I'm basically done. All I gotta say is Ubisoft. I mean, cool that you want to challenge Xbox, but at the same time, man, you need to up your games because right now you're not you don't got much to offer for $15.99. This is like a $7.99 and then multi-access $10.99. Oh, Scott Pilgrim versus the World, that's great. Okay.
No, it isn't. Not the PC version. That PC version is buggy.
I don't know, but yeah, that's all I gotta say is Ubisoft, you need to up your games.
And I'll say it once again: if you do have Game Pass and you worship your Game Pass, if you suck the dick of Phil Spencer, suck at the dick of Phil Spencer, you should pray that this fails, because if it has any kind of monochrome success, I could see them pulling Ubisoft games from Game Pass to try and make this stand on its own 2 feet. All right, go on, Jube.
So, the thing is, I own most of those games already, and the gold editions for those games, so I'm not pressed for that. I think the thing we're missing here is you're just looking at it as a standalone service. You're missing the fact that this is showing Microsoft's willingness to allow other parties' subscription service into their ecosystem, regardless of its viability. Because as it's priced, $18, that thing is dead in the water with what's in it. It's this or Game Pass, and people are going to pick Game Pass because a lot of the Ubi stuff's already in Game Pass. What?
I have a question.
But this is gonna have day and date drops. For
it is gonna have day and date drops and the premium editions for the Ubisoft games. So that's the other thing that's coming. So their new stuff will have like the gold edition on this service, which that might be worth it. But it's like, I don't know. I definitely don't want to play Skull and Bones, so that's out. Like that's a non-starter for me. The only other thing they have is Assassin's Creed Mirage or whatever the fuck, and I might catch that on a sale. Like, I'm not pressed to play another Assassin's Creed game right now. What was your question, Omar?
Didn't they already do this with E3 though? EA though, or is EA?
So EA does not do day and date, sir. EA does trials. They don't do day and date.
Reason why I didn't play Wild Heart.
And EA is essentially part of Game Pass now.
Yes.
Like if an EA game after it's been out, yeah. But I mean the thing is on the PlayStation side, are you getting these games in PlayStation subscription service at the same time? I don't know about that.
I don't know about that either. I don't subscribe to PlayStation Ultimate or whatever that is.
I know.
I thought you were a real PlayStation person.
Right. But no, like pretty much if you wait long enough, any EA game is going to turn up in Game Pass. Like that's the thing that they have worked out. So that's fine. And Ubisoft might stop putting their games in Game Pass to do their own service. But again, this is about Microsoft showing, hey, we allow other multi-game subscriptions in our ecosystem.
The problem with trying to give those kind of props is Ubisoft is going to go the ones.
It's not for consumers. It's not for consumers though. It's for regulation purposes.
No, but the problem with that though, my point why it doesn't kind of work with relationships is nobody else is going to come out with a subscription service. Fucking nobody.
You don't know that.
Who else?
Expensive.
Who else?
You don't know that.
Who
you don't
else?
know that.
Who
Take
else?
Two might come out with one. We'll see.
Okay, they're probably the only one. I will concede on that one. Take Two are the only ones who could do it. But outside of that,
so the big ones already have it. EA already has it. Take Two is missing from the table.
But the difference is EA is already integrated with Game Pass. Ubisoft is trying to.
Yeah, but they didn't start off that way. They didn't start off that way.
It's because it failed.
EA Play was a completely separate thing, and EA Play was only $5 a month. That fucking failed, and Game Pass cost more. It failed.
Yep.
The whole intention is Microsoft can't just be like, yeah, we're gonna add it. Like we're gonna show you why you coming to our service is more beneficial.
Why you need us. That's what Microsoft is trying to do.
Versus you, like, you know, still being standoffish about it. We're gonna be like, hey, put your service there. I bet you nobody's gonna sign up for it.
We're gonna
same shit happened to EA.
So basically, EA on their own.
We're gonna allow you. If we can't buy you, okay, we'll allow your service on our platform, only to show you why you need to be a part of our service.
Exactly.
Are you talking about Ubisoft or EA now?
EA's original failed. Ubisoft is going to fail, and it's going to get integrated into Game Pass. That's one of the outcomes that this is going to have. But if, like I said, if it has a monochrome of success, it's going to try and start its own.
But the thing is, it won't at that price.
If
nobody wants to pay $20 a month for what they're offering.
You'll underestimate Ubisoft.
I would not be surprised if Ubisoft go to PlayStation as well. Because EA is on PlayStation.
I'm sure it will.
EA is on PlayStation, but EA don't just be throwing their games into PlayStation sub service after 6 months. It's guaranteed.
even on PlayStation
Alright,
customers aren't going to
hold
pay
on.
$18.
Yeah, all right, Farrell. I want your opinions. Then you give us your opinions on this. I'm trying to keep some structure here. Damn it, you guys are not helping.
Oh my bad. I think it's I think they have a pricing issue. I think they overprice their service. Same way that Sony overpriced their service when they first launched years and years and years ago. And I think it's kind of dead in the water, especially when, you know, industry is basically saying that Game Pass is the premier service and you cost more than that. So
And what
yeah,
are you giving extra on top to justify that price?
Now,
And they can't show
You
that.
can stream
I
games
just-
on Luna.
now where I do
Stop
think
it.
these publishers could get an edge and really have success in their streaming service is if they use their streaming service to circumvent exclusivity agreement. So it is exclusive to PlayStation or it is exclusive to Xbox, but if you have our service, it's day and date in our service, which is available on. I can see that being an attractive option to people, but Ubisoft doesn't really do exclusivity agreements. They might do content exclusivity agreements. I'm not keeping track, but there's not an exclusive Assassin's Creed or an exclusive, Division or anything like that. But I think that is where some of these third parties would have the most success is if they used it to circumvent exclusivity agreements, and I can still play the game day one on my platform of choice if I subscribe to your service.
Yep.
Omar, you got anything you want to say on this?
No, I just wanted to ask about EA, but I got my answer. But with this one, it's way too overpriced, and I'm curious if they're gonna lower the price, or are they also gonna go to PlayStation and try with that same price? Because both way they're gonna be dead on arrival, unless they actually lower the price to around 10, 15.
Less than that.
They need to be $4.99 like EA Access is.
I don't. I disagree with that because they do day and date. If they do day and date, they should offer for more than. Because
Or
EA doesn't.
they could be tiered. You could have a cheaper option that's not day and date, and then you have the more expensive premium option, which should be double that. So I could see $4.99 and then $9.99. Call it good.
Then most people gonna go for the $4.99.
Thing
I
is,
can
think
see
that, but that
$8.99.
failed. That failed for EA also. They tried.
the thing is though, like, and this is.
Oh,
I'm on.
sorry. Go ahead.
See, for me, the reason why I think Ubisoft has more of a chance of succeeding than the EA one is, like, at the time, EA really fucking didn't have anything. Like, DICE basically fucking murdered the Battlefield series. Like, any chance of that ever being a competitor with Call of Duty died with Battlefield 5. They absolutely massacred Star Wars Battlefront. So any chance of that having a revival is long dead and gone. Jedi Fallen Order was an amazing goddamn game, but isn't something you're gonna sell like fucking 50 million copies of. Can't milk it.
I mean, they can sell 50 million copies, but they can't milk it with microtransactions.
Bingo. But the one franchise, well, actually not, but the two franchises, they could possibly get away with it because no matter what they do with that franchise, fucking dumbasses will continue to buy it, is Far Cry and Assassin's Creed.
And Assassin's Creed.
No matter what they've done, no matter how much they screwed up, people will continue to buy those games. Case in point, Odyssey and Valhalla. And another case in point, Far Cry 6. People will still buy those games.
Mm-hmm.
Don't sleep on Rainbow Six, man.
I think that's what they're hedging their bets on, is these two franchises will carry this subscription service. That's why they highlighted Assassin's Creed Mirage, which I mean, maybe because I'm out of the loop, but I can't think of anybody who's highly anticipating Mirage.
I'm excited
Ma-
for it because they're going back to the root. Also, they're going to Baghdad, so that's also fresh. By the way, shout out to Zero. He said Ubisoft Plus Classic is already on PlayStation now with some of the same games. So yeah.
Yeah,
nobody cares.
Ubisoft's they're about to pull. Ubisoft's about to be like, oh, for real? Fuck y'all services. Give me back my
Also,
games.
So
$18
Ubisoft
to
Plus is
deny.
on PlayStation and nobody cares because you didn't even know. Nobody knew.
I just don't care.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. That's what
I-
it is.
Well,
I
also,
just don't
also
think so, subscription services.
the Ubisoft that's on PlayStation isn't even the same as this one that just launched. It's different.
Don't matter. Nobody cares that it's on there because we didn't.
I subscribed for 1 month, and that was to try Assassin's Creed Valhalla and Far Cry 6. I did not renew my subscription.
All right. Anybody else got
Yeah,
anything?
that's better than spending $100 on it.
Probably not.
Yeah.
But people will do it. Anybody got anything else they want to say?
Do better, Ubisoft.
Listen, I asked if you had anything to say. I didn't ask you if you had any miracles. Okay?
It's 4D. It's 4D chess, man. Let them other subscription services come over so that they can be consolidated. I'm cool with it.
Alright, next topic. Departures at both Xbox and PlayStation. So, recently, two departures have left the spaces over at PlayStation and have departed both PlayStation and Xbox. So first of all, Frank O'Connor, the creative what was he again? The creative lead for Halo departed just weeks. So just a few weeks after the departure of Halo creative leader Joseph Staten from Microsoft, another Halo veteran has left the Halo studio 343 in the creative director Frank O'Connor. This is we're not going to go too deep into this because we're just talking about the departures themselves and possible the impact that this has. But I mean, at this point, can we just get Halo away from 343? Like they are.
No. I can finish your point. I would love to go first on this, bro.
You can in a second, but like you're hemorrhaging like people who are veterans of this series who know what this series is about.
Yep.
And probably didn't have much. It probably got overwritten by a lot of fucking bullshit, and that's what led us to the current state of Halo Infinite.
Careful, Jubei. Jubei's the real veteran of Halo.
The real veteran, yeah. Thank God FC Violent, yeah. Otherwise, it'd be getting interrupted anyway. But yeah, like you're losing too many people who know Halo for what Halo is and should be, in my opinion, and end result is Halo 5 and Halo Infinite. I don't care if Halo 5's multiplayer was fire. Like the campaign was still shite.
Yep. And guess what? Guess what? Those people that left were involved with Halo 5 and Infinite. So,
I will do some research on this while we talk. But
they were.
The other departure is in fact Dreams director and Media Molecules co-founder Mark Healy. He has exited the studio and has been talking about going off to, in his words, after 7 years of co-birthing and building Media Molecule, I've decided it's time for me. That's not me fucking it up. That's really how he spelt it. It's time for me to fly the next, set sail, and chart a new course. Obviously, he was behind things like Little Big Planet and Dream and beyond. So he has his credentials. It'll be interesting to see where he goes. Seems seems like this might have been an amicable split as well. But yeah,
This is after we heard that they killed Dreams. So basically, Dreams is not getting updated anymore. And apparently, they're gonna work on their next project, which, from everything that they have gathered, might be Game of Life service. So
well, either way, there was only so much you could do with Dream. Like once you finished updating it, like that doesn't mean the game is dead. It just means like we've updated and done everything we can with the game. Hope you still enjoy it. Peace out.
They
could have
a
done
10 plus
a lot
year
more
plan
with
for it.
Dream.
Yeah, they had a 10 plus year plan for Dreams. It's just
so did yeah, and Bungie had one for fucking Destiny. How did that go? That's
They could have done a lot with
That's
Dream.
why you never turn around and give those bullshit like 10-year plans because they just never fucking work.
Yeah.
We all agree Last Service is dead.
Fuck, I wish.
The thing with Dream.
Stop interrupting. Fuck me. Alright. Just to piss him off, I want Nappy's opinion first. just to
what on
on these departures and what they could mean. and what they mean.
I mean, their departure. I'm sorry for us putting a couple holes in the ship. Well, ain't my problem no more.
The rats are.
See y'all later.
The rats are evacuating.
Yeah, like, hey, wait, aren't the captains supposed to lead the ship last? I don't know about who told you that. I ain't your captain no more. I retired with my couple million.
It's every man for himself.
But I don't know. Maybe they could replace it with somebody new. It could be a good thing. Everyone's looking at this like a negative thing. Like, we can get some fresh blood. Now we can get some fresh blood in 343 as far as like managing everything. Or they could just bump someone else up that probably has some good ideas. That probably was like, yo, my boss does everything ass backwards. Now I can finally fix this shit. Like, we never know. This could be a good thing or a bad thing. They have some open seats, so they can replace some people. Maybe they could bring Halo to a better direction. You know, like maybe the next Halo title, make sure it has local co-op.
So, one moment, because I have done my due diligence, because I do actually prefer to be accurate on these things, because you know that's just who I am. But the first departure, Joseph Stefan. Yeah, see, the problem is, according to what I'm reading, he didn't have anything to do with Halo 5.
Oh, he didn't. He was he came in after Halo Infinite was having issues.
Yes,
he still worked for Microsoft though during this time. Like, he was still around. He was in the building.
No, he was working with Bungie.
Yeah, he was with Bungie.
Okay, so he jumped ship with Bungie.
He rejoined.
Regardless, Joe left because he wants to do something that's not Halo. That's the whole point. Which is perfectly fine. But if we really want Joseph, like, he rejoined. He rejoined Microsoft Studios now as Microsoft Games as a senior creative director in 2014. Like, that was then. Then he joined 343 Industries, working on upcoming novels, which was Halo: Shadow of Intent, authored by Joseph Staten. Like that was him. He was also the lead writer on Microsoft's ReCore and Crackdown 3. Think of that what you will. But then he rejoined 343 in 2020, and he joined the team as campaign project lead. He had nothing to do with the bullshit and failure that the multiplayer ended up as. He was strictly working on the campaign. Now as far as O'Connor, I'm trying to we'll continue. We'll move on to Farrell, because I'm just trying to take all the bullets out of Jubei's guns while and you're fucking failing, because I just told you he was at Microsoft 4.5 and Infinite. He was in the fucking building after you said he wasn't. 2014, bruh. When did 5 come out?
2015 October.
Exactly. He was in the fucking building. They could have talked to him. They chose not to. That's an upper
they
management
chose
issue.
not
I
to.
can't fucking.
They
It's an
chose
upper
not
management
to,
issue.
so how is that his
hurry
fault?
hurry up and get through this, so
Alright,
I
go.
can
You go
ahead
then.
and obliterate all that shit.
While I
No,
mess up this other guy.
let Pharaoh go. You good?
Alright.
Good.
Go on,
Pharaoh.
Pharaoh. God damn it.
You know, I think enough failure has taken place at 343 that, you know, the it slowly rolled out. I think Staten left on his own accord. I think he came on his own accord. He just came and left as he felt, but the other people are just heads are rolling for Infinite's failure. And I think kind of the same things happened at Media Molecule. You know, they gave him a nice little budget to, you know, create this passion project, and they put a lot behind it, and it failed miserably. And I think, you know, as a result of that, you know, he's left, and I think they want to take the studio in a different direction. Maybe with this live service, or maybe they go the AA route and make some smaller games for PlayStation. So, kind of how I see it.
I'm not seeing anything about Frank O'Connor. Like, he's not leaving any kind of fucking fingerprint or footprint for me to follow.
I can't wait to comment on that too. I know.
All right, go ahead then.
He's
Go ahead,
probably
because
not,
I know Omar's gonna have nothing to say about the Halo thing. But then again, we're not meant to be just talking about the Halo thing. We're supposed to be talking about the co-founder of Media Molecule leaving. It just happens to be stuck on this. Like,
We'll get
fixated
there.
I
on
brought
this.
both.
Somebody wanted to make it him leaving news. So first off, let's clear the air. So Joe left. He wanted to pursue other endeavors. I'm cool with that. No huge loss. My problem with Halo as a franchise starts at Bonnie Ross, and it started at Bonnie Ross since she took over things.
I think we could all agree with that. I think you, me, and Kofi could all agree with that one.
Yeah, absolutely. So my issue has been upper management. Anything involved with Halo, upper management wise, has been a fucking problem, and I'm so excited to see that continue to get whittled away, whether through layoffs, departures, what fuck have you. Like, clean that shit the fuck up, because this franchise has been mismanaged for 10 fucking plus years with just disaster after disaster. Like, you can't launch a game that has two good parts. The campaign's good, multiplayer's crap. Multiplayer's good, campaign's crap. Like, bro, you're fucking killing me. Especially when Halo should be a fucking easy dunk. It's fucking easy. You have all these books, you have all this lore, you have all this shit you can do with it, and y'all just can't get it. So my issue with Frank, first off, fuck Frank. He got kicked off of fucking some forum for being fucking racist. Like, he can eat a whole fucking sack of dicks. Just off of that.
You can suck dicks for that.
Yeah, and what, you wonder why his internet presence is limited? Because he's banned from shit. Because he's a fucking jackass. And two, like he also had like sexual like grooming allegations and shit pointed at him. Like he's just a piece of shit.
Racist? Is he the racist one?
Yeah, he's racist.
Apparently he was. So according to this Reddit forum I found, Frank O'Connor, the franchise creative director, was banned from Reset Era and NeoGAF. I mean, Reset Era isn't exactly the bastion of you know,
right.
taking a joke, but apparently he was banned for racist jokes. His name there was
Shrinkles or some bullshit.
Stinkles?
Shrinkles, yeah.
STINKL. What the hell is that?
Like something fucking weird. And then, like I said, once you add in like the whole sexually grooming someone like from 19 on up, like he's a fucking piece of shit. Fuck him. Glad he's gone. How he made it, and here's the other thing, because it's his fault. It's a lot of it is on him for as far as why 5 and Infinite came out how they did, even from a campaign, like just overall, because he went from like a community content manager.
He was a PR guy.
Yeah, he went from being a PR guy to franchise development director. It is like his main job.
Creative
was,
director.
Yeah.
Creative. Like basically the story, basically.
Yeah.
I think
his main job was to steer the story in the franchise going forward, and he fumbled that multiple times.
Well,
Like, how many outs are we gonna give him? How many outs? how many fucking outs? So 343 built 4, right?
Yes.
Yes. He was involved in that. That's why 4's fucking campaign is. That's why 4's multiplayer is meh. His fucking fault. Like I'm ecstatic he's gone. Like hopefully there's gonna be a new infusion of something at the top worth a damn at 343.
5.
No more.
Hold on, no, the writer of 5.
I didn't say he wrote.
Okay.
I'm talking about his role in the company.
Okay, because I'm just saying like because
Is that 343 period? He was franchise development director. Whatever the fuck that meant.
Yeah, the franchise lead writer of this was a 5. Hero Reborn was a guy called Brian Reed. Not familiar with that name.
That's the writer, but the writer still answers to who?
I don't know the internal structure like that.
Whoever's directing the franchise, they have the keys on the big decisions. How do you go from PR to basically?
Yeah, that is a big what the fuck
like,
pilot meant that.
Yeah, exactly. Like, why did you put him in that fucking position?
The ship was sinking, and he took advantage.
It didn't help. And the ship wasn't quite sinking yet because that shit didn't start till like 2014. Like we're acting like going into that like Halo 3 wasn't fucking huge, and then we get fucking 4 at the end of that gen, which for all intents and purposes outside of the multiplayer 4 was good.
Okay, right. Sorry, you said 3, and then I thought you were just glossing over ODST and Reach, but
no. Like I knew like that we were getting quality Halo content.
Yep.
Up until things started kind of shaking, like the ship was not sinking at 4. The ship was definitely sinking at 5, and it's continued to sink.
The ship got a hole, but like I've said this. Like first of all, because I'm a man of honor, because that's who I am. I'll take the L on this Frank O'Connor guy because like I didn't fully know who he was or fully know his involvement, like where he won. I will stand by what I said about Joseph. Like I feel like
no, for sure.
Him.
I'm just saying
I can't
he's
blame
in
him for 4 or 5.
Oh, and I don't. And I'm pretty sure without him, Infinite wouldn't even be close to what we even got.
The campaign wouldn't be like
it would have got worse.
Disaster.
Absolutely.
So, and I can't blame him for the multiplayer either because he was bought on specifically for the campaign. But the Frank O'Connor, like I didn't know because, like I said, the dude didn't leave. I can't see much of a fucking history behind this guy, which is why I was more confused on him. So I will graciously take the L on that one, but I will stand by Joseph.
Joseph left because I'm pretty sure he's just tired of putting out fires. Like don't and I guarantee it's because they wouldn't give him whatever fucking role Frank had. Like I think he really just wanted to 100% helm a project.
He wanted to,
and they weren't going to give it to him.
You know what? Honestly, and I'll say this about Joseph: after what he accomplished, pulling that shit together with Halo, he should have got the fucking CEO position of or the main creator. Like he should have been the head guy of 343. Like he is the captain that steers the whole fucking ship. Like everybody.
I agree. But they weren't going to give that to him because they already gave that to someone else once Bonnie left. It's somebody else.
I thought at the time Bonnie was still there.
No, Bonnie's been gone for a minute.
Still fucking stupid.
But so that job already belongs to somebody else, and he hasn't done anything worthy for him to take it from him yet because he hasn't done anything yet. So it's like, what do you do with him? Because it's like he's not going to sit here and wait and be an underling when he's ready now. Oh, hey Netflix, I'll go ahead and take that job because you're going to let me do something. So will Halo suffer for it? Well, that remains to be seen. But is it better as far as the departures with the upper management leaving? Absolutely. We're actually watching them clean house of that studio very quietly.
2 out of 3 are good. Bonnie Ross and Frank O'Connor. One of them, they should have given that man the keys to the kingdom.
Yep. No, they should have. But like I said, they'd already gave Bonnie's job to someone else.
Let's just hope they don't. Decide. Fuck it, nuclear option.
As remember, Joe went to publishing. He got off of Halo and was like, I'm going to publishing. And then publishing is like, well, I don't want to just sit here and do publishing. So he went to where the opportunity was. Like, I don't fault him for that. I'm not mad at him for it. Halo needs to cut all the ties and wait to when like the bad shit started happening, and we're seeing that.
I find out CEO of 343 is anyway. All right, Omar, you got any thoughts, especially on the Dream guy?
Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, Yubei, but didn't
Actually, before you go, I did want to say one thing about Dreams. Sorry.
but
Go ahead.
I just think it's unfortunate that they gave all this budget to a team to make this tool that they then proceeded to lock away from the rest of the fucking world that wasn't on a damn PlayStation. Like, Dreams never made it to PC, correct?
No.
And that's where they fucked up. That's exactly where they fucked up. Why? I don't know why, but like they literally shot that entire project in the foot by not putting it on PC. It was that something like that was screaming for PC interaction, literally screaming for it.
There would have been some people who abandoned development kits and just decided to use Dreams.
Exactly.
There would have been a couple.
And we'll never see it because the base that could have boosted, numbers and got infused money into this project, they decided to alienate them.
Not just that, but like if you think about it as well, like that on PC, modders would have been able to get their hands on it and turn it into a real dev kit. Like
it would have went stupid. They could have let them do all the fucking work. It would have cut the cost of running the project. They could have let them do all the work. Let the modders handle it. Give them credit. I mean, even if there was an opportunity to open like some kind of storefront to provide compensation for doing things like that in the game, or give them the opportunity to make money off their creations and dreams, and of course get a cut of it. Like they missed out on so much shit that they could have used. Hey, we're gonna license Dreams to you. For this set amount, so you can, make what you want. Like there's so much potential there, and they literally torpedoed it.
The issue with Dream is this: it was grounded. What I mean by that is, it was almost like a demo, a showcase, and it is impressive. Like I have literally seen recreation of the reveal showcase for Unreal Engine 5 recreated in Dreams. Like that's how insane it is. But at the same time, you saw its flaws. When you play with Dreams, the gameplay was clunky as a motherfucker. So visually, it was looking amazing, but gameplay wise, it's not it. Furthermore,
and you're trying to tell me you're trying to tell me someone on the PC couldn't fix that though, bro?
Yes, that's where PC would have cleaned it up.
PC would have cleaned it up.
If we're interrupting again, I was gonna say like that's something that could have, in my opinion, you make it free, on PC, let modders have their go of it. Like you could have and then open up the Dreams program where indie developers could put their games on like the Dreams initiative, like for free, so people can try them out using the Dream engine. Like you're cultivating a whole new indie scene and possibly a way to scout out talent that you could hire.
Yeah, that's smart move. That is a smart move. That I said it multiple times. I've seen it on Twitter. So many people create some amazing shit, yet PlayStation never picked them up. Yet PlayStation never told Dreams. Yet Media Molecule never interacted with them, offered them jobs. And yeah, I do agree that they should have opened it up to the public. Like, I am 1000% with this one. However, the issue with Dream is it's almost like you can make a game out of it, but it's gonna take a long time to do so. It's kinda how Little Big Planet was, when someone took almost like 2 years to recreate Final Fantasy VII in Little Big Planet with bosses, side quests, and all that jazz.
Only 2 years?
I'm not sure if it's only 2 years or not, but he did it.
See, you
He
say
recreated.
you say it took him 2 years. For me, one dude doing all of that with creation with a creation kit basically that limited to be able to recreate Final Fantasy VII with side quests in all, like, for me that isn't like, oh, it took him 2 years. That's like, it only took him 2 years.
I am not sure if it. I think it's 2 years. I read it at Game Players. I think 2 days ago. But yeah, with Dreams, they fucked up. They truly messed up with this one. And the problem is, this is not their first messed up. Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Media Molecule also created that car game where you could create your own? I think it's called Ridge Racer, if I'm correct.
I don't think that was
Where-
Media Molecule.
I don't think
We-
that was them.
Ridge Racer. Wait, no, Ridge Racer. That's Sega, isn't it?
Not Ridge Racer, damn
No,
it.
it was
Where
not
you could
Sega.
create your own track.
Ridge
That
Racer.
fucking narrows it down.
Ridge Racer is Bandai Namco, bro.
No,
Okay, that's fine,
not
then.
Ridge Racer. I forgot what's called. It's just from PlayStation. I do know that. Because they closed that as well. So
Are you
clearly
talking
they.
Are you talking about?
Literally-
You're not talking about. You better not be talking about Drive Club. I hope.
You're not talking about
No.
Little Big Planet karting, are you?
No.
Oh, no.
This one on PlayStation 3, if I'm correct. And it was a card game where you could race against your own friend, and you have the ability to create your own track and upload it to Twitter.
What,
To-
Mod Nation Racers?
Yeah, Monetization. Yeah. I'm not sure if Media Molecule created it, but even if they didn't, PlayStation should have learned from that.
No, that was
But how's that
that was from United Front Games.
Okay.
And San Diego Studio.
That was
So
the,
they
yeah,
had-
that was the PSP. That was the PSP version.
Oof.
So
I forgot that
clearly
game exists. That game was awful.
Now I remember it because it was something very fresh and interesting, and again they didn't do anything with it. And before you know it, it died out.
It died out, yet they're still selling Mario Kart 8.
Go figure.
I was about I literally talk about what you
What?
call
No,
it.
no. They're not still selling it. It's just Zero keeps buying copies.
I literally talk about the
Mhm.
difference between Dreams and Super Mario Maker 2, or just Super Mario Maker, despite the fact Nintendo dropping these games, which they did, they don't update them anymore. Their fan base still plays them. Their fan base still creates levels, but it's levels. You go from beginning to end, and the gameplay is great. That's about it.
All right, cool, because that leaves us with at least half an hour to just rant and to just talk about this next topic and our last topic for today: the state of Square Redress. Okay, my fellow gamers, we're here to talk about Square Enix and the absolute shit show that Square Enix happens to be. So, allow me to enlighten you, my fellow Americans. I mean, my fellow gamers. Currently, I'm trying to do my best Obama, but I'm failing. So first of all, the positives of Square Enix. Apparently, and I will show on screen, they had a tremendous good showing at the State of Play for Final Fantasy 16. It was effectively just all Final Fantasy 16 showing gameplay and more. And yeah, I mean, if viewer feedback is anything to go by, it seems like a lot of people are impressed and happy with what they were seeing for Final Fantasy 16. There are unconfirmed reports, and I'm saying unconfirmed reports because it's literally only Push Square, the most pinnacle of unbiased journalism, are stating that apparently this is also given a bump to pre-order sales, which I didn't even realize this game had pre-order sales already. So take that with a silo of salt. But if social media is any indication, a lot of people are looking forward to this game and they are happy with what they saw. And quite frankly, Final Fantasy 16 looks really goddamn good. Looks real good. Just hoping it runs at 60 frames per second at launch. And we can only hope that sales reflect the interest that people are saying right now, because it's one thing for the internet to say, "Oh, this looks fucking amazing." It's another thing for that to be reflected in sales. So first of all, let's talk the positives. To anybody who has seen, show of hands for even people who don't have webcams on, who watched the state of play for Final Fantasy 16, because I want your thoughts on it.
I did.
Okay.
And
no more thoughts.
wow. Look, I am not a fan of Final Fantasy 16, but if I remove the Final Fantasy name from this game looks amazing. It's absolutely looking stunning. I'm looking forward to the story. I'm looking forward to the gameplay. It just when I look at one move, it reminds me so much with what we call Variable from Devil May Cry. One move where he uses his sword and he cuts an enemy and then it flashes to black and sudden cut.
FYI, anybody listening, no, your speakers are not on the fritz. Omar's microphone just is.
Wait, is my microphone dead?
Yeah. You're going static as a motherfucker.
Oh. Okay, I will.
I swear to God, this motherfucker bought a new microphone. Like, I swear to God, we all recommend him the Blue Snowball.
This is my new microphone.
Oh,
this is what the Hyper Air.
Oh, someone just.
What happened? He just disappeared.
Dipped, hoping it'll fix his microphone.
You know what? It's my laptop. My laptop is absolutely dog shit.
Yeah, I'm putting it down to you, Mike. I'm putting it down to you to that as well. Anyway, please continue.
Yeah, so basically, it's looking great. No, it's looking even amazing. Even they fixed the issue with Final Fantasy 15, which is you couldn't summon anytime you want. It needed to be almost like terrain based. And you, for example, you need to have poison on you, and you need to be on your last health or whatsoever to be able to summon. But with this one, summon is actually in the front row, and I'm loving it. And the fact that you can almost like turn yourself, you become a summon. That's very interesting, and I'm curious where they're gonna go with the story. Gameplay is looking phenomenal. Just a reskin in some areas of Devil May Cry, but yeah, I'm curious if the main character is gonna be interesting or bland. But that's about it. Welcome to Final Fantasy. Also, for the sales, I am gonna pre-order that game. Like, I love what I saw. And if this game is able to live up to the hype, this is probably GOTY contender.
My only hope is that, you know what, here's the thing, and this trailer is in 30 frames per second, so hopefully there is a 60 frames per second mode, because there should be. I think as far as a character, I'd rather him be like your boy from Final Fantasy 15, where he's not bland and there is something interesting about him, but they just don't go fully with it, and he's not a complete charisma vacuum like Lightning was. The Brie Larson of Final Fantasy, as you will. But no, like it's good. It's looking good. Anybody else got anything else they want to add to the Final Fantasy 16 show now that you guys are actually seeing it?
I wish that they didn't show so much, because I'm gonna have to not watch your video that's up, because I refuse.
They didn't. From what I tell you, they didn't show.
They showed
lot
enough.
of story.
They showed enough to spoil some things.
Well,
It was not spoiler free.
It's mostly gameplay, and it's mostly gameplay breakdown that we should have had a year ago.
Yeah, like what I've been showing Jubei is just been the gameplay. That's all I've been showing. So you'd be safe in that regard.
You can actually skip the story part, which is very meaningful compared to the actual gameplay.
Right.
Okay.
As long as he's
an interesting main character, it should be fine.
Just don't pull another Stranger in Paradise, please.
And give us the entire fucking story, please. Don't break that shit up into 50 million DLCs and then not release the rest.
And the movie. Don't forget the movie.
And anime series.
Don't forget the anime as well. The anime did also.
Oh yeah, you guys know Square Enix is going to milk it. Also,
listen. Here's the thing.
Fuck you for making this on goddamn fucking 6-month exclusive. Square Enix, you greedy ass fucks.
Here's the thing.
PC SSD just is not capable of.
PC SSD? Are you kidding me? We're the ones that gave you motherfucking Gen PCI, motherfucker. Y'all can't even use PCI to its full capabilities.
Hey, I'm just telling you what they saying.
I mean, what branch do you have? What PCI Express slot do you have? You don't have 5 yet. Y'all barely can run 4.
Arrow, why? Listen. I'm meant to be the instigator here. Why you gotta instigate this, man?
I'm sorry, but yes, I just want Final Fantasy 16 to come out day one on PC, but apparently Sony has slid a couple of dollars in Square Enix pockets to hold it off for 6 months, so I'm a little annoyed about that.
Fucking ears, my ears, man.
I'm sorry for yelling people. I'm normally not the one that yells, but
listen. Here's the thing. Going back to the milking thing, I don't mind them milking something. I just prefer them to milk something that's good, like in the right way. When I think of the right way of milking, I kind of think what CD Projekt Red does with their series. Like, for example, like Cyberpunk, like what they did was milking it. They've got an expansion coming out. They had an anime that came out. Like, I'm fine with that kind of milking. You know what I mean? But like, if it's like Final Fantasy 13, where the game isn't that good to begin with, and your characters are interesting, and then for some reason you milk it for 2 more fucking games, like that's where I take issue with milking.
I just want the game day one. I mean, it looks nice though. I don't know if it's gonna run 160 for PC. I'm actually really curious because I mean, honestly, the game doesn't look that graphically intensive. A lot of particle effects though.
Yes.
They really upped the scale on particle effects rather than just graphics altogether. So I wonder how the PlayStation 5 is going to handle all the particle effects.
What I'm hoping for is we get a Crisis Core and not a fucking Final Fantasy 7 remake for PC launch. You don't know what I'm getting at when I say that, do you?
Wait, you said you hope you get another Crisis Core and not another Final Fantasy remake? Oh yeah, I get you because Final Fantasy remake was not that good. Crisis Core, that thing ran like butter, but they learned. Man, that was if that thing would have chugged on PC, that would have been a problem because the fact that was a 101 copy was like the maps were. You got the PlayStation, you got the PSP maps running on the PC, even with upscale graphics. There was no way that the PC was going to chug on that thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it does look good. Happy for you, PlayStation people. Square Enix. Sometimes, PC gamers, we got money too. Us PC gamers as a community could offer more than what Sony slid in your pockets. I'm going to buy this game on CD keys now when it comes on PC.
Okay, so
discounted price.
So apparently, from this article, I have found, obviously, do your own due diligence, people. But from this article, I found there will be a performance mode and a frame rate mode for Final Fantasy 16. So, the frame rate mode will most likely run at 60 frames per second.
Okay, is it 1080p 60?
Seems to be so, yes.
Probably.
Yeah, Yoshida's confirmed that Final Fantasy 16 will run at 60 frames per second on PlayStation 5 during the Game PAX East 2023 panel. So yeah, the quality.
Also,
apparently the performance mode. Wait, No. So Final Fantasy 16's output resolution must be dropped from 4K in quality mode to 1440p in performance. Huh.
That's actually pretty good. That's impressive.
And if if we would take that into account, then the 1440p would be running at 60.
And 1440p at 60, that's actually a really, really good thing for the PlayStation community.
Yep, I'm seeing multiple outlets confirming 4K 30 and 1440 60.
Interesting.
So it seems like you're right
And
about
also
it seems you're on the money saying that like it doesn't seem like it's graphically intensive, but the particles will most likely be the deciding factor of this, because it wouldn't surprise me if the 30 frames per second lock version at 4K has ray tracing.
I can see that.
And ray tracing with all those particles would tank a frame rate, so they'd have to lock it at something like 30.
Oh my god, Indris, all his flames being ray traced. Woo! These summons and all their flashy abilities, man, that is a nightmare for
just don't fuck me over by slapping some lens flare on there, please. Just let it stand as it is. Let it be beautiful.
Oh my god, it's gonna be interesting.
But moving on to the other address for the state of Square, the sales of Octopath Traveler. And this one's kind of a disappointment for RPG fans. It's a shame Kofi's not here, so I could say, see, this is what you turn around and say you want these games now. This is the result of you wanting these games now. So apparently, Octopath Traveler has not been selling well. In fact, from March, I believe a week after. Retail launch for Octopath Traveler 2 sees 30% drop in comparison to the first one in Japan, with the Switch version dropping nearly half in sales. So the launch of Octopath Traveler 2 in Asia apparently only sold 78,000 copies. And it's apparently the second weakest Team Asano game launch in Japan at retail. Don't know how that is digitally, because again the sales numbers have not been verified. But like this is unfortunate. Like this is unfortunate, and some additional stuff that I have found from separate sources. So again, take these with a grain of salt. Seem to indicate that this is mainly in comparison to the first game's sales that apparently is selling poorly. Apparently this is also not taking Steam sales into account in the numbers, and a couple of other factors. So we don't know the full numbers, but apparently the word going around a lot of platforms is a lot of journalistic platforms, if you can call them that, is that this is in fact selling poorly in comparison to Octopath Traveler 1, which I can't necessarily put. Some people will argue it that it is because it's exclusive and it's not an Xbox or some other bullshit. For me, I think one of the main contributors of this is Square Enix's just silly, stupid ass approach to releasing. Like their shotgun approach to releasing. They're not giving their games time to breathe, like whatsoever. And this game was also horribly marketed. Like there was absolutely, despite the fact that Octopath Traveler 1 was a success, and a really good success for Square Enix, for a game that's as small as it is, like, and I'm not saying in like scope, I'm saying like it's a 2D game and stuff like that. You'd think they'd put some marketing behind it to make it as successful, if not more successful than the second one, but there was no goddamn marketing for Octopath Traveler 2. Like, absolutely goddamn none. Which is baffling to me.
There was a demo for PlayStation. I'm not sure about
the demo isn't marketing.
Yeah, we didn't like demo is a form of marketing, but I wasn't seeing YouTube ads. I wasn't seeing like banners on websites saying Octopath Traveler 2 coming this day or whatever. I wasn't seeing I wasn't seeing them on anything like I wasn't seeing anything outside of there. So if I'm not looking for the demo, how do I know that this game is coming out? Because Square Enix isn't exactly fucking telling me.
Square Enix has never really been known for advertisements to begin with. I'm sorry.
No, Nappy. I wanted your opinion first anyway. Go ahead.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you because I remember like when I actually started paying attention to Square Enix was the very first ad I've ever seen from Square Enix was when I was in elementary school. Before I had to leave out the house to go to school, I saw that Kingdom Hearts ad. That was one commercial, and I can't remember seeing ads for anything else besides maybe recently, which was Final Fantasy VII, and Final Fantasy 16.
Okay,
They're not really big on advertisement.
I somewhat disagree there.
Advertising.
Final Fantasy VIII got advertising. Kingdom Hearts 2 and 3 got advertising. Like that got Final Fantasy 3 specifically got the pomp and circumstance for that. And Forspoken definitely got advertisement. Like
that got over. I don't want to talk about that one because
shit.
Yeah, yeah, but I'm sorry. I was thinking I forgot about Forspoken. But a lot of people have. What I'm saying is that I'm not sure because I mean honestly, like I honestly think that there was a bigger fan. There's not a big enough fan base to have like spend a bunch of marketing on Octopath Traveler 2. They were just bucking on the fact that like we have all these people who play Octopath Traveler 1. Heck, I even got that on my cell phone now. It actually runs pretty well. But yeah, we're going to go that, and then they're just going to buy 2, and that's like not the case. And also, if this Octopath Traveler 2 released around what time did it release?
February 24th, 2023.
What games released between? What games released in February? Because there were some big ones.
Close to February, but you had Forspoken in January 24th. You had I can't spell that. The final bar line that came out on the 16th. But you're not just talking about Square games. You're talking about like games in general.
Games in general. Games that launched in February. Because I mean, I know that we actually had some pretty big launches in
Hogwarts Legacy
February.
came out on the February 10th.
That killed it. There you go. That's it. That's all you needed. And that was for last gen as well.
That's different because if you're a JRPG fan, you're gonna go with Octopath. Especially if you
not necessarily, because like you gotta look at like the like what are people gonna spend their money on? Because like money more so today is a finite goddamn resource. Because like because we had because like as far as the big ones, we got Hogwarts Legacy came out on the 10th, Wild Hearts came out on the 17th, Atomic Hearts came out on the 21st, Like a Dragon Ishin came out on the 21st. Horizon,
Like a Dragon?
I mean, if you call it what?
Say Like a Dragon, that's Octopath Traveler don't have honestly compared to those flashy IPs, I don't think Octopath Traveler stands much of a chance. Plus, these kids don't read. It's TikTok kids.
Yeah, and then if you also take into account like possible expansions and stuff, like another one that could have killed it because a live service game does usually kill it. The 28th, Destiny 2 Lightfall came out, and I lost a lot of friends to Lightfall when that came out. Like I wanted these are people I play Call of Duty or Sea of Thieves or Phasmophobia. Like these are multiplayer friends that I play with, and they were like, and every time I was going to go and ask them, Discord would tell me they're playing Destiny 2, and I'm like, that makes sense. I've lost them for like at least a month and a half.
Well, I mean that makes sense. Overall, my thing about it is that I do think the Octopath Traveler 2 does have an audience. I don't think the audience as big as like Fortnite, Destiny 2, like all these other audiences. These like Octopath Traveler 2 usually markets, like most people I know who play it are people in their mid to late 20s and maybe early 30s.
See,
that's not the whole gaming market.
See now.
So hardcore fan, JRPG fan.
No, because here's the thing: Octopath Traveler 2 by February 2021 sold 2.5 million copies.
That's good.
That's fantastic.
Wait,
but
two
that's
or one?
2.5 million copies.
First one or second one?
First one, the first one. That's what I'm saying. The first one sold because like they could have easily reached like 1.5 million, maybe 2 million. But the problem is for me with this game, it comes down to the old saying: if a tree falls in the woods and no one's around to hear it, does it make a sound?
Or maybe the first one they didn't enjoy, so they chose not to buy. Because here's the thing. Octopath is on the Switch, and especially with the dip that you mentioned for the Switch, Switch never got Hogwarts Legacy. Switch never got a lot of these games, or Atomic Heart, or Destiny Life was not the thing, or Ishin Like a Dragon. I'm not sure if it's on Switch, but I don't think so. So the Switch hardcore fan base that loved the first one or played the first one opted not to buy the second one.
Or they didn't know it was coming out because of lack of marketing.
That too, and also you gotta remember, Switch has been
no.
Switch is usually the secondary console to a lot of people, not their primary.
That makes no sense because every single game show they showcased it, which was on PlayStation and Switch.
Yeah, but the type of people that play Octopath Traveler may not be the type of people that watch those shows.
It's either that or there was too much space between the shows. Because like I'm gonna try and find these shows you're speaking of, but like Nintendo.
I only remember like one show with Octopath Traveler.
Not one.
No, it was just.
I only remember one. I'm not saying there was only one. I'm saying I only remember.
So I mean, I have a question, just a general question. Who do you blame for these poor sales when the console with the poor sales ain't even involved? Who do you blame?
I'm blaming Square for this.
Yeah, Square's fault.
Yeah, I was gonna say Square and just Square.
Okay, yeah, so like I'm looking at the Octopath Traveler 2 announcement trailer from 7 months ago. 7 months ago, it's got over it's got just the video trailer alone has over 415,000 views. But this is from 7 months ago.
415,000, that's it.
Yeah. But like but even then, like if that's the hardcore that Omar is talking about, the ones who are following it, where are those sales? They probably forgot that it even fucking came out because like they weren't announcing it. They weren't telling people where it was. Or what? Sorry, they weren't telling people it's coming out. Like there weren't even YouTube ads for it. Like one of the best places to do that kind of stuff. Because everybody's on YouTube. There weren't no TikTok. Okay, I'll even go further beyond. There weren't no fucking TikTok ads.
Not TikTok ads. Octopath Traveler 2 is on PS5. Oh, interesting.
It
yeah,
is. I'm playing it right now. Well, not right now, but I'm.
That's where they fumbled at. Is that they mismanaged the platforms that they dropped it on, as far as with the franchise. So you drop Octopath Traveler 1 on Xbox, and then you drop Octopath Traveler 2 on PlayStation. So now you have, you get new basic gamers that's playing it, but they're not familiar with your franchise. So like you're not allowing like a certain group of customers to get familiar with your franchise and then grow with it. And I'm sure that partially hurt sales as well. Like it would have been nice if when they announced Octopath Traveler 2 for PlayStation, that they at least dropped Octopath Traveler 2 or Octopath Traveler Original on PlayStation like the same day. Just so that people can get a taste of the game.
They couldn't. apparently there was an review, not a review, an interview, where they said they couldn't do that because they were too busy focusing on creating Octopath Traveler 2.
Oh, well, look how that worked out for him.
My biggest issue is the Switch fan base. Where is they said what 60% decline or 30% decline?
Don't blame the customer. It ain't the customer's fault.
The customer has better games to play.
Yeah, it's not the customer's fault.
Or bigger games to play. Bigger hype
There
games.
sure isn't.
Bigger hype games that
who's
they
at
know.
fault for this?
No, it's not just that, but it's also bigger hype games that they know are coming out. Because you couldn't take 5 fucking steps on the internet without seeing the release date for Hogwarts Legacy.
What I want to say to Omar is you never want to get to the point where these companies should feel entitled to your dollars. They need to earn your dollars. They need to market to you. They need to let you know what's coming out, when it's coming out. And they need to make it enticing enough for you to want to play it. Like, they're not just entitled to your dollars because they slap Octopath Traveler 2 on a box and just say, hey, come play this thing. So the Switch consumer base, while they supported the first one, they don't owe them sales on the second one. It's up to Square to entice those players to come back. So I would say that's on Square. I wouldn't put it on them.
If I played the first one and I loved it, then I'm gonna absolutely buy the second one.
Okay, bullshit. I'm gonna call bullshit on that for the simple reason I guarantee you, Horizon's okay. I'm gonna throw a fucking curveball. I'm gonna throw a hypothetical your way because this is the situation a lot of people find themselves in. Say Octopath Traveler 3 comes out and it releases the same day as the new Horizon game, and you only have money for one. Which one you picking? Or the same? No, you know what? The same month, and you only have enough money to buy one game. Which one you buying? Your silence is my answer.
I'm genuinely torn between Forbidden West, Horizon, and Octopath. Because playing 2 is amazing. If 3 even as close as amazing as 2, like this would be a hard, difficult.
And therein lies your point, because
What did? Go ahead.
Because that's what a lot of people were feeling when it came to games like Hogwarts and Destiny 2 at the time. Like, there you go. Like, yeah, as Zero is chiming in the chat instead of coming in. Apparently, I hit it. Most people probably spent their February and March playing Hogwarts. Like, for example, and I know a lot of people who spent their February and March playing Destiny 2. Like, it just got crushed under the weight of a lot of other games. And then there's obviously, it got crushed under the memes of Forspoken.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's on Square. It's on Square. Square has to do better.
What's the solution? Could they have?
What was the solution? Delay the month.
Time?
Like, put it out the next month. Like I said to Kofi a couple of weeks ago. This one of the contributing factors to all this is Square Enix's ridiculous shotgun approach to releasing games.
Yeah, they would have released this month. I mean, this month, as far as releases go, is pretty quiet.
Yeah, this month is dry.
Besides RE4. Yeah, RE4. That's like the biggest thing, but that's actually arguably a niche market in itself. So Octopath Traveler 2 could have done better.
They could have.
It's not a JRPG. It's not an RPG either. So
yeah, and they could have put it out at the end of the month. They could have put it out at the end of the month, just when people are finishing up Resident Evil 4 and are like, okay, I want something a little different, and then they see Octopath Traveler 2 and it's completely different. Okay, this looks like something I could blow some time on.
I'm about to say, you said end of this month because you forgot you got Jedi Fallen Order.
No, I'm sorry. I meant like last month, like sometime last month, because technically, either way, you kind of get my point. Like, you don't want to put it between a bunch of big releases. Like, you want to hit it in that good dead zone where people have probably got spare cash and time to blow.
Yeah, you got to give it a fucking chance. When you don't even give your own games a chance, like what? Like, are you really surprised by the damn results?
Yeah, I guess they were trying.
It's no difference than EA dropping Battlefield and Titanfall 2. Like,
thank you.
that's
You beat
fucking
me to
close
that.
together.
You fucking
It's
beat
so
me to
stupid.
that.
Like,
I was going to say that. Ooh,
like,
I
how
thought
to
about something.
ruin your game 101? Like,
I'm still salty.
They were
about
trying to get that tax. They were trying to get that tax money. You know, America's got their tax dollar back. Some of us did.
I'm still salty.
nah,
about that.
it's not that. It's not that serious.
All right. Well, has anybody got anything else they want to add to the state of the fucking state of Square address?
I'm curious. If like, is there no marketing team with Square?
Oh, there's a marketing
Like,
team.
they
have a
They
marketing
just
team.
save it
They're
for the
just
fucking
trash.
AAA games. Yeah.
Sorry, repeat that.
There is a marketing team. They just only care about their AAA games.
They don't deploy it smartly
Yeah, I mean, like,
at all. Because are we outside of Final Fantasy 16? Maybe like I honestly have a feeling the launch of Final Fantasy 16 is going to get overshadowed by a certain Triforce touching heroin.
I don't think
Like
so.
I feel it. I can taste it.
Nah, I think they kind of have
It-
two different audiences.
Zelda is still going to be the only thing being talked about like this whole summer season. Like that's going to be a thing.
No,
Final Fantasy is big, but
from the famous to what we call it. Final Fantasy 16 is sitting on top.
we'll see.
Zelda second.
I can
Famitsu
already.
is not
Okay.
the world, my friend. It is not the world.
I can
it's not
turn around and
no.
throw my hat into this debate by turning around and saying, given the choice between Final Fantasy 16, if I had the choice between Final Fantasy 16 and Tears of the Kingdom, I'd go Final Fantasy 16. But I also have logistical reasons why I say that.
But I think Final
Also-
Fantasy 15, 16 is gonna do typical Final Fantasy sales. It's going to be anywhere between 9 and 15 million.
I actually think this one might actually break the record set by Final Fantasy 15.
I don't know, only because it's a rated
Yeah,
M
I
game.
think-
I don't know.
Oh yeah,
That was another
honestly-
thing. It being
limits-
rated M is going to be.
It's going to limit some of the markets. It's
It's gonna hit some of the sales. Yeah, it's gonna hit some of the sales for sure. Because I don't think they can sell that. You can't sell that in Australia, right? Or you can, but
Yeah, you
I know
just
there's
need to go
regions that
into
are
some.
stickler.
You just need to go into some shady back alley with a guy who's wearing a long duster, currently conveniently holding
Yeah,
it like
so-
this.
holding it like this and says, "What are you buying?"
Yeah,
Yeah, so
with
I
a,
think they're
with,
gonna-
with a new South African accent now instead of a fucking instead of an Australian accent.
Yeah,
Million
they'll
stuff.
probably lose 1 to 2 million in sales because of the being rated M. Probably.
Yeah, I don't know. Because honestly, I don't think Tears of the Kingdom. It's on the Switch, so I don't expect much out of it. I do expect a lot of open world,
That is why I'm not buying it.
but at the same time, like I know that everyone loves Link. I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean,
they just
it's
do.
gonna-
Hey,
Like
lovely.
60% of Switch owners are gonna like fucking buy Tears of the Kingdom. It's gonna sell like crazy.
I was gonna say
It
80.
is.
I'm gonna say
bro.
80%.
It's gonna hit 20 mil, bro. It's gonna hit it easy. It's gonna
Hey,
be so easy.
$70. $70.
It's at $70. It's gonna be a breeze.
And
bro.
Nintendo Stockholm Syndrome suffering fucks like Zero are gonna buy it and somehow justify the excuse, despite the fact that it's on hardware that at this point we can probably carbon date. And
Oh, I gotta show y'all something.
You know-
I'll be back.
It would run better on my cell phone than it'll run on the Switch.
you know,
You
Buzz
right.
Parties
You
is
right.
not
It's
fucking
still gonna sell gangbusters, and it is going to control the media conversation. We're gonna see major marketing for it. It's gonna be Zelda commercials and 16 commercials. That's what we're about to see for the summer.
Dante, remember this?
Oh god, it's the Shield, yeah, the Nvidia Shield.
Yeah, guess what has the same? Guess what chip shares? Guess
Tiger.
what console shares? This?
Yeah, the
Yeah, it's in here. Y'all to the Switch Street.
And how old is that? Like fucking
Oh my god, this
13
is
years
like
old, older.
this thing is old. This is like 2013, 2014. Like Oh my god, I haven't even powered this thing on in such a long time.
You know, it's so the Switch's shit is so old we can fucking carbon date it at this point.
Yeah, like, hey, you guys know, if you guys need a Nintendo Switch chip or power comparison, this might be a good thing.
Yeah,
but
even with all that being said, we know who's about to run shit for the next couple of months. It's gonna happen.
Yeah. Oh, the controller, the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom Switch Pro controller is $114, and there's nothing special about it.
It's nothing special, bro. It sold out in 20 seconds, and they're doubling. They're literally doubling the price just cause.
What the hell?
That shit was $70. I wanted one. I'm like, it's $70. Cool, gone. As soon as I log in the GameStop, gone.
That thing, no back buttons, no, not even turbo. Like, what the hell?
It's just a Pro controller. It's just a Pro controller with the Zelda design. That is it. It's still the standard Pro controller. No, nothing changed.
Jesus,
Link
man.
on the block.
My man said, "I only care about looks, not performance."
I mean, you also did you not see the sales for the Switch for the Zelda themed Switch? Look at Amazon, bro. It was going up. Like people was really out here buying this.
But
just
yeah,
who already doesn't have a Switch?
Right now, what we're talking about, Omar, is basically the reason why Octopath Traveler 2 did not succeed as much as it should have. Because
it really should have. There's no excuse.
No, there is no excuse. Like the fact that they chose for spoken over that to market is mind-boggling to me.
Yep, they chose it because they thought that the PlayStation would carry them. They thought.
Oh my god! It didn't even release yet.
PlayStation people didn't even fucking buy Forspoken. Do you see the sales though?
No, I don't.
If you go to Amazon,
I see the pre-orders.
All right. Before we get too deep into that, that's going to be the end of this goddamn topic. So let's get to the outros before we derail even fucking further than I allow. So first of all, Nappy, give us your outro.
It was fun having the derailment and learning about the downfall of one game because of another. But if you guys are looking for me, I am Nappy Senshi. You can find me on YouTube. I do controller reviews. Currently, I'm going to finish up the review on the Bitrix BFG Pro controller for the PlayStation 5, 4, and PC. This is a module controller. I'm also going to be working on 2 side projects with the 8-bit DOA Ultimate Xbox Wire controller, which actually is very comfortable in the hands. I'm a little shocked how comfortable this is. And the Big One Rainbow S controller, which feels like one of those Candy Rock controllers that you get from GameStop and Walmart for $20. But this controller has a lot of features and performs very well that it actually shocked me. So yeah, I'm gonna work on that. And as far as gaming go, I'm still playing RE4 because until the new Star Wars comes out, me and my girl, we're also, besides playing not the known games, we're also now playing Resident Evil 6 because she wants to get into Resident Evil and she decided to go with 6. I don't know why, but she's like, I want a game to play together. I was like, okay, fine. So. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I also find a video. I'm going to show Leon's gameplay from Mercenary 6 compared to Leon of Resident Evil Mercenary 4 remake. So yeah, that's it.
Alright, cool. Jubei, where can people find you?
You can find me at Jubei X Sensei on gaming platforms, Jubei Sensei everywhere else. I finally I hit the RNG lottery with Master Duel, so I was able to finish that deck I was talking about last show. So I have a trolling stream coming once that's all put together and I can set aside some time. Yeah, be on the lookout for that.
Alright. Omar, where can people find you?
People can find me and Karaba on Discord you have on Twitter and Game Player every Saturday 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Shout out to the crew and hit that like button.
Alright, Farrell, where can people find you?
Hey, you can find your boy on Twitter at Pharaoh Bizarre and anywhere you like to watch streamers at the Land of Pharaoh.
Alright, and you can find me at Dante Crisis on Instagram, Twitter, the Dante Crisis on Facebook, and Dante Crisis on YouTube and Twitch. Currently doing a Let's Play of Resident Evil 4 and South Park The Fractured But Whole. My live stream is back on schedule this week somewhat. So Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday I'm going to be doing multiplayer games because I can't do my Switch games yet because, again, I need a new Elgato because my current one's crapping out. But Thursday I will be returning to Persona 4 Golden. So check that out. And Friday I'll be returning to Mass Effect Andromeda on Insanity. Pray for me, people. But here's the thing. Even though we all come together collectively, we do eventually go our separate ways. So you can find everybody at their respective places. But just for the podcast, you can find us on Apple, iTunes, Google Play Store, Spotify, and basically anywhere you can find podcasts at your easiest convenience. You could literally be doing anything, but you decided to listen to us, and for that we are eternally grateful. So again, ladies and gentlemen, to remember to keep it gaming. Okay, we out of here. Peace.
I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone. All alone.
Rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G.